gamers? Are there any gamers in chat, maybe? Tofu, Jumpy, Lamplight. What's up, gamers? I was messing with my mic settings a lot, so I don't know how it sounds right now. Lily, what's up, Lily? I'm very quiet. Uh-oh. That is not good. Music too loud? All right, how do I sound now? What's up, gamers? How y'all doing? Oh, you know what? This should work just fine. Okay, cool. I thought it was my music. I'm audible and understandable. That's good. Is it using the right mic? Yeah, it is using the right mic. It sounds more muddy than usual. Yeah, I was having some problems with the mic's volume and a lot of like popping noises that I tried to fix. So I messed with the settings a lot. So there is a bit of muddiness and dullness to it now. But don't know. Doing great. Just finished a bit of bug fixing for your game, your prototype. Nice. That's exciting. The volume is quite soft. Okay. Let me see. Go to my filters, go to my gain, and let me just turn it up a little bit. All right, maybe that's better. I don't know. Although it did look like it might have peaked when I left there. So, oh, Jumpy, thank you. Remember to like the stream if you're watching. Claire, dear Shovel, I will be super rich and surpass you soon. So sorry when that happens. Hey, no worries. Just make sure once you're rich from your game development, you're dropping mad super chats. Hey, Earl, good morning. How you doing? But yeah, if you're watching the stream and you're enjoying it, make sure you remember to press that like button. Shovel, I'm coming for you. I'll get more wish list than Isadora. I'm manifesting it. Hey, good luck with that, you know. I feel like you do have something very special on your hands with I Gotta Take a Poo, so I wish you nothing but the best. That's one thing I love about indie game development. At least to me, it does not feel like a competition. To me, it feels like everyone can win. So, if you think I've got something special, you should listen to the music. I think we've already discussed your music privileges, Vari. I think you're well aware of where you stand on that one. Fort Nitra. Why is... Oh, interesting. YouTube is telling me, Claire, that you are not speaking English. Shout out to the time we got mogged by 6 Ubisoft employees in that game jam. Oh, let me check the results from that game jam. I'm curious. Was it won by 6 Ubisoft employees? Is that where the comment comes from? That game jam. Results. First place was Solace, tied with God Mode. Second place was Temporal Hopper. Ah. I'm working on the Bloodgate fix you suggested to me on stream a few weeks ago. Oh, exciting. That's awesome. You're a swag gamer. Oh, it's automatically translating it? Interesting. For some reason, it translated hello from okay into hello. Also, okay, what are you doing here so early? Isn't it? What time is it in Australia? Hold on. Australia time. It's 6 a.m. in Australia? Holy smokes. Well, good morning, okay. How you doing? Or or good night, in case that's the other one. When I said I'm a swag gamer, that was in French. Oh, that's cool. 6 a.m. so early, right? Yeah, that's when I got up today, actually. So been awake for 6 hours now. You're in Western Australia, so it's 3 a.m. Oh, okay. So that's probably not early. In case I can't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night. Anyone else cramming like hell for the bad ideas jam right now? I know at least we got the tank squad. Is that your like team name? Working on France, 8 p.m. 3 a.m. night owl day. What now? It is putting that auto translate message in front of like everything. What's going on? YouTube, doing the bad ideas game jam. Oh, it's now. Oh, exciting! Ideas game jam. Hopefully, you'll be submitting that for Showcase Saturday once it's done. Oh, let me go to the jams. Let me see how the bad ideas jam is. All right, 3 days, 9 hours left. I see. The theme is outside the box. Nice. Okay. Making a game jam game for Untitled Game Jam 125. Oh, nice. A shoot 'em up as always. That sounds good. Outside the box is such a boring theme. Interesting. What makes for a good theme? What do you in chat think makes for a good game jam theme? To me, it's like I feel like you need to be able to interpret it in multiple ways that like create something interesting, and also it needs to be something that you can clearly feel the like something that allows people to express creativity in a way that's like comes through clearly, right? With outside the box, it's almost like no matter what you do, it's outside the box. But I need to get some enemies in my game because I haven't added any. Just get started. Hey! Thank you, Hio. Do you prefer Hio or Kaylee? There's no main menu yet. Oh, for tank game? Yeah. Wait, isn't Bubba on the squad? Hold on, let me check. I think I saw a list of who's on the squad. Wait, am I dumb? Checking DMs, I see. What the hell, Tofu? How are you going to blow up my whole spot like that? Yeah, Bubba's on the squad. I thought Bubba had like a pre-packaged main menu that he can just drop in any project. So most people say Hio. I don't mind either. Got it. Bubba is on the squad. He's been gameplay programmer. Yeah, I feel like Bubba can probably get that menu in there in no time. Bubba is fast. Really, only recently started using Notepad++, but I already love it. Yeah, I do be using Notepad++ is where I take my notes. Right. We got Lebrofu 2 Gomes. Sure, Tofu. Lebrofu. But I need to UI slop. Oh, right. Monarch do be like that, huh? Monarch cannot let the main menu go. Really has to polish that sucker. You have Notepad++, but I'm used to Windows Notepad. Right. I do prefer Notepad++, although recently I have just been using Notepad because it's what pops up when I click it. I think I've realized I'm not a game jam girly. I mean, that makes sense. Game jams are a very specific type of experience, and it has to be like exactly what you're looking for. Yo, RKI just sent me his bird breakout stickers. RKI, can I show these on stream? Are you okay with that? But thanks for the video about the camera and making a new camera in my game. Hey, nice. I'm glad I can help. Yeah. We definitely grinded out that camera devlog. It's like the original draft was 23 minutes, like the original cut, like the final cut of the video was 23 minutes. And we ended up going through and removing quite a bit of stuff that like was overcomplicating things. Because like the actual camera solution ended up being quite in depth. But like when I wrote the script, obviously the original script was much longer. I cut it down to try to be as understandable as possible. But even then, you know, you miss stuff and some of the visuals just weren't like getting things across very clearly. And so we ended up removing about like 3 minutes of stuff that felt unnecessary. So, first live stream I can make for a little bit. Excited to watch. Hey, welcome in, Rick. Welcome in. Would you ever post or explain the code behind it? Like, I don't mind showing code if I think it's going to be helpful, but I do fear that rather than people getting like the lesson of the devlog or like their own tools for how to like solve their own problems, because every game's going to be a little bit different, right? Every game has its own requirements. And so I'm hoping that people can sort of take away how I think about solving the problems rather than just being able to copy and paste my particular solution, especially because when you're using someone else's solution, like you still have to learn how it works, and you're just like adding a bunch of assumptions and complexity to your own game that you might not need. So I really like the approach of like trying to teach people how to be a gameplay engineer, basically. But we're grinding it out to get this 10 game done. Nice. Tofu said, I can share. Okay, cool. So these are Tofu's merch. I think it's this one. These are sticker designs for Bird Breakout. We got the bird. We got the bird breaking blocks. We got the bird in the pipe, bird in the bubble. Bird plus the pipes, bird breakout. This is sick. Not Tofu. Sorry, did I say Tofu? I meant RKI. My bad. Yeah, these are RKI stickers for bird breakout, not Tofu's. Cute birdie. Something I find so frustrating is most of your game dev secrets is that I use Turbo Warp and don't have access to what the shore's talking about. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons I don't really show code. It's like I'm hoping that I can give my tips in a way that are applicable, you know? Rather than sharing a code snippet for how to do Coyote Time, I explain the concept of it, and then ideally you'd be able to implement Coyote Time in your engine of choice as necessary. And even when I do mention like engine specific solutions like UI themes and stuff in Godot, I try to explain the concept so that you can like develop it yourself in Turbo Warp. But admittedly, I don't know that much about Turbo Warp, so it's entirely possible that for the camera, did you make your own system and everything by code? Yeah, I completely wrote my own camera system. So all the code running the camera is my own. So my engine of choice is none. True, it do be like that. It's awesome how I love how your devlogs are never directly technical. Yeah. I don't want like, I know that there's a big issue with people getting stuck in like tutorial hell, right? Where it's like, you're just copying, pasting what other people are doing. And it's not really that helpful for how you can think about, solving stuff. I actually did have a concept for doing almost like a project, like review, like not review, like a project, diagnosis, a project diagnosis. I don't know how to call it, but the idea is people could send in their literal project rather than the game itself, and I could go through the code and explain like what's some ways that they could improve their process. That would obviously be a huge undertaking because I would need to like learn their code base so I could explain like what's going on with it and look how it's structured. But it's something that I thought would be really beneficial because I think probably a lot of beginners are doing things a similar way. So, Showcase Saturday beta. Yeah, rather than like focusing on like the design of the game and like the design elements, like focusing on the engineering elements of it, and how their project is structured. So, that sounds like an insane amount of work. Yeah. That's the reason that like it's not on the docket, you know? It's like, it's an idea I had that I thought would be beneficial, but it would be such a huge amount of work to do. So, nothing worse than looking at someone else's Unity and they have like no file structure. As a professional programmer who left big tech, my project's code is definitely not up to spec for code standards. Yeah, and then there's like lots of little things that it's like, it's not so much it doesn't work, but it's like you're making your own life harder. So it's like like little tips on like how you should think about using animation players, when to use animated sprites versus animation players, or like how you should be setting up your tweens, like how you should be actually structuring the code in the file. You know, I could look at Monarch's code and his constant 0.3 reference and explain why that's bad. So, game breaking bug has been fixed. Let's go. I know some game dev YouTubers. Oh, welcome David, by the way. Good to see you. I know some game dev YouTubers do paid coaching, which is similar. Ah, I see. It's like paid coaching. Right. Where they go through. Oh, yeah. I always feel a little bit sketchy about asking people to pay me for stuff, which is something I probably need to break the habit of. But yeah. That's the sort of idea, I guess, is like someone would want to get their game project like analyzed with recommendations for how to improve the design, and like the structure of it. But taking taking the time to go through the project, understand it thoroughly, and come up with like concrete solutions and explanations for why those solutions would be good, would take up a lot of time. But paying someone to roast my code. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the kind of thing that, like, when you don't know how to architect your own code, it's like, of course it's going to be, of course it's going to be hard to know whether or not it's architected properly. But yeah. Tweens scare me for some reason, so I just use a million lerp functions for everything. Oh, don't be scared of tweens. Tweens are awesome. Especially, Godot just continues expanding the functionality of their tweens. They're so good. Monarch was posting about the new you can tween awaits now with timeouts, which is so beneficial. Because I hate I hate dealing with timeouts normally. So yeah, the await tweeners are fantastic. As a really exciting feature. And just in general, they cleaned up the syntax for running tweets a lot in Godot 4. When I went from 3 to 4, it's so easy now to just drop a tween in for whatever I want to do. So at my job, we paid an architecture consultant to tell us why our system design sucks. Yeah, I guess that's basically what I was thinking, like doing an architecture consultation for indie games would be very beneficial for anyone watching, right? Especially if it was like a newer developer's project, because there are probably other new developers making similar mistakes. So I think that's probably why I thought the video would be a good idea, but I'm already so thin, you know? And it's like, I'm trying to claw back as much time as possible to focus on Isadora. So it's like, I've been really grinding. The wait keyword got power crept by tweens. Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on Godot for almost a year. I have no idea how to use tween. I just throw some position plus X and it works. Yeah. You might want to play around with tweens to get a feel for them. I can understand why it would be scary, because like if you don't know what it does, then it just feels like some kind of like magical block of code. But like essentially tweens just move you from one value to another, and then you control how that value moves, right? So you can tween any variable, anything you want. You can tween it from its current position to a number you set. And then you also say how long it should take. And then the way it moves to that new number is based on whatever kind of transition properties you use, right? You can make it tween very quickly or tween very slowly. You can have it ease in or ease out or both. And then you set all of that so that the number moves to the new position smoothly. And that's all it does. That's all it does. So you would be more than welcome to rip I Gotta Take a Poo apart to analyze its architecture if you wanted to. I definitely do things wrong, but it's a larger project. True. I'm sad I never got shoveled trailer feedback. You have a trailer for Vera Reverse, right? Do you have Vera Reverse? Is it on Steam already? Hold on, I gotta check Steam. But yeah, RKI opened this up and then just kind of left it up. These look awesome. I said RKI, not Topher, right? These look amazing. I really like these stickers. It's almost giving like the baby form of the legendary birds, you know? Like you give this some cute eyes and I can imagine this evolving into Zapdos or Moltres, really. I love this. I love these stickers. These are so sick. They're like fancy Pokemon cards. Yeah, these are great. These really do feel like fancy Pokemon cards. I guess that's why my mind went to went to that. Yeah, your friend cooked on these? Yeah, they sure did. These are awesome. I also love you have RKI 3000 in the little text on the bottom. That's really sick. If I ever need stickers for Isadora's Edge, maybe I'll hit you up. See if you can put me in contact. But yeah, these are great. Okay, let me go back to my big head view. Big head mode, PogChamp. And then Claire made the I Gotta Take a Poo trailer. Oh, really? Hold on, let me see if it's the new one, because I recently watched the trailer. Well, recent is an exaggeration. I think I watched the trailer like 3 weeks ago or something. Yeah, I think this is up to date. Yeah, I remember when I was watching this, I told Insandio after I watched it, I was like, yo, Insandio, the I Gotta Take a Poo trailer is extremely improved. So we can watch it here. Keep yapping, please. We're still making the build. So this is the I Gotta Take a Poo trailer. He's so big head. He just like me for real. All right, we're hopping around. +1 clone. Hopping around again. Oh, even more clones. Hopping in. Oh, and all my clones are dead. Oh, but they keep going. That's nice. Platforming. Platforming. Ah. Ooh, there are secrets. That's cool. Nice. Absolutely showered in rewards. I have boosted all previous courses. True. Oh. Where are we headed? Nice, nice, nice. By the way, thank you so much for your awesome shorts, streamer gentlemen. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Yeah, this is a massive improvement on the previous trailer. It's like just lots of little things that work together really, really well to bring it all together. Claire cooked hard. Yeah, Claire did a great job. This is very impressive. Very impressive work. I just ran into a merge conflict. I hope you guys are proud of me. Proud of you for having a merge conflict. Yeah, this is really, really good. I think like the idea of this trailer is doing everything that the trailer's supposed to. It's like, because you start on like a very interesting shot, it's like, what is going on? So it's very visually interesting, and you have the title and you have some bright colors. So it's like, you know, in the first 5 seconds, I'm interested in what's happening, and then it slows down and shows me what the gameplay is. I'm platforming. Okay, well, you did tell me it was a platformer. That makes sense. And then very clearly, I get a clone. Now the clone is running the course, and now multiple clones are running the course. It's all extremely clear. And then you show how you can optimize the course to get even better rewards. And I think it's actually a nice touch here that like you see the clones start to run the course over here, and then it cuts back to this view where the player is moving. I think that's nice because I can fill in the gaps of information while the movement's happening instead of needing it to slow down. I think that cut is one of the only things in the trailer that still stood out to me as a little awkward. And I think it's because this course is like, or this area of this course looks like fun to platform through. And then it cuts to this area, which also looks fun to platform through, but is like it's like kind of similar to the previous one, right? So this cut isn't showing me anything different. It's like, look, there's fun platforming. Yep, there's fun platforming, right? It feels like maybe there should be like a little extra sauce here. But then this cut, where it goes from the little ball, the little guy running the course, to the clones running the course, that's a fantastic cut. It gets the point across totally clearly. This little clip is extremely good too, because it shows the clone running the course, which is great, and using the dash, and then it shows you using movement tech to do it even faster, which is like selling the point across. Then you tell, hey, there's secrets, and you can get like tons of rewards, and the platforming gets crazy, and you can find even more secret stuff, and look at them getting all the rewards for you, and you're getting showered with all all your hard work is paying off and all these rewards. And then, oh, what's going on? There's some kind of mystery happening. That's interesting. And then you're falling into an unknown tunnel. Like, it builds on top of itself. I'd say you could probably increase the pacing on this end part a little bit. And so you could increase the pacing on the end part a little bit. It's just a touch slow, so that you're like, it almost feels like a rapid fire assault on look at all the cool stuff this game is going to have. But even then, I'd say it's only paced just a touch slower than what I would have done. It's really not that bad. And then the only other criticism I can even think of is that here, where you're getting showered with rewards, it might be nice if in game these were not just the like dark circle rewards, if there were also some like glittery and shiny. And it's like the more that's coming down, the more it's like glittery and shiny, so it feels more rewarding rather than just getting like showered in dust. But I'd say overall, this trailer is really, really good. It totally gets across the point you're trying to get across. It really sells the game's concept, and it builds. Like, the momentum of this trailer is really good. You start really strong, grab people's attention. You have like an interesting title that gets people curious and like a ton of stuff going on. Then it slows down, shows you what the game is about, and slowly builds and builds and builds and builds until you're getting this rapid fire sequence of what the game's going to be about. So the idea of the trailer is really good. Like, conceptually, it's very clear what you were trying to do, and it works. So yeah, really great work on the trailer, Claire. I'm very impressed with what you put together here. This is awesome. Yeah, and then obviously the finale is very funny. And it's like, it's nice too, because like the finale is funny, where it's like, you land here, people are kind of curious, and then he slides down and is spitting. So it's like, it's funny, but also it makes you go like, I wonder what's going on. Like, why is this the ending? It's like a little bit of a curiosity gap. So that's really nice. So yeah, great work. Great work. Very impressive stuff. And even those like little criticisms and little tweaks are just my, perfectionist nature coming out, like all the little things I would do. But, I mean, you could even ask INSANDIO. We run through so many revisions on the videos because like, I'm very specific. So, but yeah, extremely good improvement in the trailer. And also like I noticed, the little details on the player moving around, like the particles like the little like green orbs that came out when you like hit a button and stuff. It's like, I see that you also polished up the game to make it look more appealing in the trailer, on top of reworking the trailer to both have a cohesive story to it and to put all those elements together in a way that's very appealing to anyone who watches it. So I think you really nailed it on this. Funny 3D leg guy is also a key point of feedback. Also funny 3D leg guy. Yeah. I knew writing the 3,000 word outline for the trailer was worth it. Did you actually write a 3,000 word outline? I mean, that shows a level of planning that comes through, If you plan it out and then it works out, then clearly the plan was good. We like to do a lot of post hoc rationalization here. Are there any particular game categories Shovel prefers for the showcases? I have an RPG with unique mechanics, but it won't be as action-paced as some of the past streams have been. Yeah, so it's not so much that I have categories I prefer. It's that I try to balance things out so that it's not like, the same kind of game over and over again. And there are some genres that get a lot of requests for feedback, right? There are tons of platformers that get submitted, a lot of like roguelike-y type stuff that gets submitted, a lot of pixel art stuff that gets submitted. And so I try to work those in as often as possible so that you're not watching like, 3 pixel art platformers in a row, because I still want the stream to be as entertaining as it can be on top of being useful. Because if it's useful and giving you good information and entertaining enough that you don't click off, then that's like the perfect trifecta to actually help people out. If people click off of it, they're not going to learn anything. So, with that in mind, if you have a unique game, it'll probably get slotted in maybe even earlier than a game that there's a lot of other stuff similar to, So, now that I'm done with my demos, big update, I can finally experience the games I didn't yet. Hopefully that won't take too long. Nice. Accidentally gave Vari the character tied for the most voice lines. Oh, for the tank game? I love planning. It's my favorite thing. I even did math. You did math. Nice. You did voice acting for her in exchange? Yeah, Claire, you got to know your worth. This is some great work on the trailer, especially like if the outline that you wrote, like it really comes through. I feel like the storytelling here is very clear. So, I started doing Showcase Saturday last year in August, and it continues till now. Oh, for Vera Reverse. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, Keegan, what was your game? I feel like I was looking at your game earlier today. Hold on. Right, Embryogenesis. Right. Oh, RKI. The stickers from RKI were made by Disappeared the Giat. I can't imagine that's how I'm supposed to pronounce that third word. But maybe. I do think my game will be good. I've been working really hard to make sure everything is done and fun. Hey, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I really liked your entry for the Shovel Jam. It's like super unfortunate you weren't able to finish it, obviously, but both the art and the concept were both really fun. And yeah, and so I enjoyed it, even though it didn't get finished yet. So I'm excited to see what you put together for the Bad Ideas Jam. I think that should be cool. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Did you guys forget to celebrate the shutdown of Sora AI? I can't believe they thought Sora AI was even a good idea in the first place. Like, what was the plan? I wonder if were they trying to, I don't know, pollute the market enough to hopefully be able to skirt past copyright or something? I have no idea what their goal was, but hey, at least it shut down. We'll take that. Is copying your favorite game systems like a carbon copy in your own game too cheap? No, I don't think so at all. I think like copying another game systems, it's like as long as you aren't literally just copy and pasting the whole game, I think taking inspiration from other games is great. And like if I were to criticize someone like for taking too much inspiration from another game, then I should really like hit myself in the face for for Isadora's Edge being so inspired by Hollow Knight and Silksong. So yeah. After I finish revamping the character customizer, I'll throw together an Isadora skin. Ooh, that'll be exciting. I listened to a podcast with the creator of Ori. He said no talents needed, just perseverance. What do you think about that for the indie game industry? I actually think like he has a really strong point. Have you heard of the game Danganronpa? There's a character in that game named Monokuma. And I remember playing that game, and he said any idiot can do something well if they do it slowly. And I think that is kind of true. I think if you take your time, you can just get it right. So I don't know why I'm out here quoting Monokuma for inspiration, but I think that like if you just keep going and fix problems that come up, right? It's like if you have a team and it's expensive and you have a certain budget, you have a certain like runway, you only have a certain amount of time to make the game, then you have to make it in that time. If you're married to a deadline, then you're going to run into some issues because you have to be able to get it done in time. But if you're an indie developer and you work on it in your free time, or even if you like work on it full time, but the monetary concerns aren't like a big deal to you, and you can just take the time you need to finish it, then I think you totally can, right? So didn't the creator of Ori say that Hollow Knight sucks or something? I vaguely remember that story. Yeah, it's like when Hollow Knight came out, one of the developers of Ori like posted about it and was like, they did a lot of stuff wrong or something. I don't really remember, but yeah. My game takes inspiration from Persona, Terraria, Shin Megami Tensei, and League of Legends. Persona, Terraria, Shin Megami Tensei, and League of Legends. It's an eclectic bunch of games there, Claire. It's true. It's what they write in gyms. Your work beats talent. Yeah. I think you're much better off being someone born very untalented that really works hard than to be born very talented and unwilling to work hard. So I was incredibly untalented at judo. It took me a very long time to rewire my brain to be able to copy the motions I saw other people do. There's something so Vari coded about that sentence. I don't know what it is. It's like even if I didn't see that it was you who sent that comment, if Insandio like screenshotted it and blacked out the name, I'd be like, yeah, Vari said that. I don't know why. To not even respond to the content of your message at all. Born talented versus overcoming your untalented nature. Right. It's like, would you rather be born good or through great effort overcome your evil nature? I think both are fine, actually. But and obviously it's better to be born talented and work hard. So, but you can't compare yourself to people who just got the sauce, right? So, if we fought, would you beat me up? Working on a story-driven puzzle game. Nice. I accidentally took inspiration from FNAF World. FNAF World, isn't that the like RPG one? Hold on, let me search. FNAF World. I don't even see it on Steam, which makes me think that it is the RPG one. The RPG one? Right. The fake is of far greater value. It's deliberate attempt to be real. It's more real than the real thing. The fake is of far greater value because in its deliberate attempt to be real, it's more real than the real thing. I would like to sell you a replica of the Mona Lisa because that's going to be a huge return on investment for me if you value it as much as the original. But that being said, yeah, I think that in general, making a game requires a lot of perseverance, a lot of effort, a lot of time, and it's just a lot of work. And it's like, there's always something you're not going to be that good at. It's like recently I've been trying to improve my VFX. because I understand the basics of VFX, and I can make stuff that looks okay. I can make stuff that looks pretty good even. I'm like pretty happy with the results, but I still don't consider it good enough for Isadora's Edge. So I've been really working on that. And then like I was able to recently get VFX for Isadora's Edge that look really clean. So, you know, it's the kind of thing that it's like you just have to grind it through, you know. I wish that I just was naturally able to make VFX that look incredible, but instead I had to spend like 2 weeks really practicing, and now I can make VFX that look pretty good. So, you know how it is. Perseverance, it's an Undertale reference. Filled with determination. Yeah. I feel like being filled with determination is the ideal state for working on video games. All right, Lily's team is racing with time right now, trying to get the build ready. The thing about adding VFX is I'm scared about my game lagging because of the browser. That's true. I found that poster from the gym. It says exactly hard work beats talent. Yeah. Well, it's like hard work beats talent that doesn't work hard. I think that I think really hardworking, talented people are going to be tough. So, but I think you can always improve, right? I think maybe some people will have a higher baseline skill than you at something, and that's just the reality of the world. Like you're going to have some advantages and some disadvantages, but being able to ignore those and just focus on improving yourself is really nice. Talent working hard is scary. Yeah, talented hard workers. It's like, can you guys chill? I calmly request you all take a break. So I hope everyone's ready for my supreme display of talent. You think you're going to sneak a League of Legends reference by me, Claire? You think I'm not going to see Kiana's ultimate? They're going to run the world? Yeah, true. Although it doesn't really seem like the people running the world right now are the most talented or hardest working. So maybe not. I've been working on my game for 6 months or something, and I'm like a fourth of the way. I love procrastinating. Yeah, procrastinating stuff. Especially if you get sucked in. Like recently I got sucked into YouTube shorts for like an hour and a half the other night, just watching people give away Pokemon cards. Just like vendors at Pokemon shops giving away cards to people. And it's like the whole time I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And then after an hour and a half passed, I was like, whoa, what am I doing? So I think Claire trying to be sneaky is quite worthy of Shovel's justice. I've been working on mine for a year. I think if I lock in, I can get a playable thing up in a year. That's exciting. That's exciting. Plus, I saw like the art you've been sending and share your work and stuff, Claire. I know you commissioned it, right? But it looks really good. So Vari hypes up Claire's game, but ripped into mine. Perhaps I'm not working hard enough to beat the talented Claire. IDT, you're definitely working hard enough. That's for sure. I mean, who can stand up to Claire's raw talent on display? But IDT, I employed you because of your game. Vari would never employ me. What is going on in chat? Yeah. IDT, you post your updates all the time. I really was quite inspired by your like facial animation thing, where it's like each of the components of the face is like has a different frame, and you can swap between them to make different expressions and stuff. That's so sick. It's much harder than to make games now than before. Did anyone experience this before? Am I curious? It's much harder now. I feel like the tools are continuing to get better and better. So, they're running their own gang, right? Lots of talk of employment in the chat. I need a new character designer, assistant, commission artist. It's a lot of adjectives. Full time for 7 months, and I still think I got a year more to go. Might release and do updates. Yeah. That's like the big thing is like I've been working on Isadora's Edge like so much recently, and it's like still a mountain of stuff in front of me to get done. But you know how it is. You can always improve. In fact, you must. And if that's a relief, you're improving from your mistakes. It's from my experience. The bad thing, the mistakes are so demoralizing. Yeah. I think I'm trying not to post as much. Posting stuff seems to get me in trouble, but I'm so addicted to fire reaction validation. Why does posting stuff get you in trouble? You should definitely keep posting in Discord. I really liked seeing your facial expression thing because it made me think about how I want to do the facial expressions for Isadora's Edge, and I was like, that's such a cool system. And do I want to just yoink it straight up? Give Isadora a bunch of different facial features like that she can do with her like eyes and nose, mouth, hair, all in different positions? Or am I going to do something else? Like, should I do the layers or should I just do bespoke animations? Like, I don't know. It's not hard to make a game today. It's hard to make people play your game. That's fair. I still think making a game is hard, but getting players is also difficult. So, Shuffle keep yapping. The conversation editor that you built is quite nice, IDT. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw IDT posting that and I was like, holy smokes, that's sick. I was like, can't fire react to that, so no one knows that I'm going to yoink it. When I implement exactly the same thing, I'll say, I never fire reacted to that, so you can't prove I knew about it. And also, everyone watching right now, I'm going to need you to not mention this. I'm going to need you to keep this to yourself. It's nice to listen while I animate. Nice. I think in the modern day, luck is starting to cease to be a factor in getting something successful. I extremely disagree with that, but making a good product with marketing in mind, you can mitigate a ton of risk. I think that luck still plays a pretty massive role in a lot of stuff, but I think that you can't really change your luck, right? All you can do is give yourself more opportunities to be lucky. So with that in mind, there's no point in focusing on it. I think obviously you need luck, but you can just hope for the best, right? Luck is definitely a factor, I think. Now, I would not have guessed that message from Vari. But I think luck is a factor, but it's a factor you can't control, so there's no reason to worry about it. Success is where luck and perseverance meet or something like that. Yeah. I don't think Vari got particularly lucky, to be honest. I think Vari definitely got lucky in some ways, but Vari also worked really hard and made a really great project. I think I Gotta Take a Poo has like a lot of things going for it, but was it luck to partner with the people Vari did when she first did that project? Like, and you know, how many of the things that they said while they were working on the project led to different ideas down the line? Like lucky to start it at the time she did. There's like a ton of stuff that goes into any success, right? But I have a small question. Would you recommend porting a game in development from Unity to Godot? Depends on how long it's been in development and like what are the reasons for it. I generally would say like, yeah, you might like, I don't see a big issue with it, but if you're like really close to shipping or something, like if you haven't done that much, if there's not like that much you need to convert, then it's fine. But Vari was both work hard and lucky. Yeah, Vari worked really hard, was lucky, and like did a lot of stuff well, you know. Vari made a lot of good decisions. It took me a week to port the game I was working on for a year to Godot. Yeah, exactly. I think doing a port is like, it's not that tough because you know your own project pretty well. And a lot of stuff can transfer over really quickly, especially if you want to use the Godot, if you want to use C# in Godot, because then you can literally copy code over in a lot of ways. So the deck was stacked, but oh my Lord, I didn't expect an outcome as good as this. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Similarly with like my shorts and stuff, I never expected it to get nearly as much attention as it did. So I definitely got lucky with people checking out my shorts when they did. So the biggest thing you can do to help yourself is not use GDScript. Yeah, if you're coming from Unity, you might as well use C# in Godot since you're already familiar with C#. And C# does have a lot of benefits. I think between GDScript and C#, I like C# more, but I think GDScript is fine, and I think GDScript can be really helpful for learning. I think if you're new to Godot or new to game development in general, then you can just bust out GDScript just fine. And I don't think it's going to limit you in any way, but I do think C# is better for sure. Vari is the new Team Cherry. Nice. Please consider strongly about engine change. This is huge. Yeah. I think that's the thing to really like. You want to realistically estimate how long it's going to take you, and then decide if that time commitment is worth it. I really like GDScript because boilerplate hurts me in a profound way. Nice. Shovel. I added generics and full nested typing in my Godot fork. Full nested typing. Nice. That's exciting. I had to pause to record things for Devlog. Oh, sick. Hi, everyone. I forgot the stream was today. Hey, welcome, Kat. Welcome. Good to see you. You're also working on the tank game, right, Kat? I think I saw your name in the list of people working on it. I was thinking about forming an LLC, but I don't know what to name it. Claire McBear. There you go. Glad I could help. Creativity abounds from within me like an infinite spring. I'm currently grinding out a submission. Lots of people in chat really grinding out for the bad ideas jam right now, which makes sense. Guys, why so little likes for the stream? We're having a good time now. Hey, thank you, Arson. If you're watching the stream right now and enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button. Basically everyone working on tank game. True. It's a whole squad working on the tank game. Every single Tank Game team member is in a call in here with us right now. Oh, hello, Tank Game. Tank Game team, you got this. I believe in you. Hey, Kat, with the 8 months membership. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And 8 months is sick. You're really close to the next upgraded shovel, I think, right? It's either 9 or 12 months. I don't remember, but am I the only solo dev for the game jam? Okay. Okay is going up against an army. Okay, it's like they might have an army, but I have a tank. No, they also have the tank. They have the army and the tank. Well. Right, +2s. Can we get some +2s for Kat? Thank you for reminding me, Jumpy. Don't worry, I'm also flying solo. Nice. Your team is 4 people for the jam? Oh, so Kat, you're doing the jam, and then you also helped out with the tank game? Maybe you did like voice acting or something. Yohoka, what's up? Hello. Which game jam? I think it's for the Bad Ideas jam, but I like being solo. It's easier to manage things. Yeah, I think like I did a lot of my stuff solo or solo with Insandio doing the music. So, but I did the everything else. So I did a lot of stuff more or less on my own. And it was easy to keep things managed. But recently I did a project with a whole team of people, a whole lot of people, and that was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. So, I made a camera for my game, and then you made a devlog about a camera. We did things differently, but that's because we're making different games. True. They have a tank, but I have a fully animated QuickTime section. I made a game to the Bad Ideas Game Jam, but I suck at making videos, so I kind of stopped. Why is it harder to make devlogs about games than it is to make them? Yeah, I think like... I mean, I realize you don't really need an answer, but I think it's just like a skill-based thing, right? Where it's like you have to improve your skill at making videos, and making videos is an extremely different skill than making games. So you can improve your video making skill, and you can improve your game making skill. And game making has a whole bunch of different skills, so you already have to improve at a lot of different stuff. And then also there are several different skills involved with making a video, but it would be really nice if like all of your game development skills just transferred nicely 1-to-1. So as good as you are at making games, you are equally as good at making videos. That'd be the dream, right? But we have a tank and a shark. Let's go. Making games after stopping for a while is hard. Can someone help me with that? Yeah, I'd say like basically what happens is I feel like you kind of rust a little bit. So you just have to like get back into the swing of things. So what I would suggest is making like a small project or making a small change to a project you were working on. Like do something small and tangible so that you can just get it working. You can just get it done. So I'm a beginner, but my ideas are too ambitious, so I experience burnout. Yes, that's very common. It's like you get into game development because you have like these great ideas and this cool stuff you want to do, but it's like outside your capabilities. So then you get locked into the negative feedback loop of like, I want to make this cool thing, but instead I have to make these like much smaller things that I don't want to. So yeah, but still, I think it is very good advice to focus on trying to make small projects and see how you can make those small projects fun. I feel like you learn a lot from making small projects and making fun small projects, because just because you make a project small doesn't mean it's fun or not. Those are like completely disparate concepts. You can make something small and fun, and you can make something big and boring. You can make something small and boring and make something big and fun. So taking the big idea and shelving it until you make really fun small ideas, because then you learn how to make the fun part of the game. And then you can apply everything you learned from your small game management and making that game fun to the bigger game. So my idea is very humble and low scope, so I have no burnout. Claire's like, one of my favorite jokes to do is to say the opposite of the truth. Any advice on how to limit my project? I'm working on... Oh, chat scrolled. Hold on. I'm working on one currently with a small team, and the other ideas I have are huge, but I need to make lots of small projects as well. Any advice on how to limit your project? It's tough because a lot of times you just have to like put to the side the stuff you want to do, the stuff you're excited about, in favor of like the things that you can actually do and the stuff you want to make project on. So, but yeah, I'd say maybe one way to limit the scope of your project to try to do something smaller is to be very realistic with how much time you want to spend on that project. Like think about like, I want to finish this in like 3 months so I get the experience from finishing it and all that stuff. Like once you have those 3-month deadline, then actually plan out what you're going to need to do to finish the idea you have. Like, what are you going to need to do to make that game? And then like list out like your estimates for all that stuff, and does it fit into the 3 months? And if it doesn't, you need to start cutting stuff until you get something that you can actually do in the 3 months. So I think being very realistic about how much time you're going to spend. It's like I mentioned that I did another project with a team recently. I had only a limited amount of time to work on it. And I was like, here are all the things I would like to do for the game and how long I think each of them are going to take. And I ended up like having to cut a bunch of stuff that I thought would be fun to do just so I could only list in so that I could do the tasks I committed to, right? It's like if I just started working on whatever I wanted to add, I wouldn't have finished anything reasonable. So that's something. We're doing it. Let's go. Let's go. They're trying to get the build ready. Guys, I must say, if you're inspired in a flow state for days, please take a break. You're not an Iron Man. Yeah, it is important to take breaks. That's true. And Sandio is always trying to get me to take a break. So, do you trust us enough to try a downloadable build? I can pull up my VM and see if it'll run in there, but it might be like laggy. It might drop some frames. We'll see how it goes. But unfortunately, at least it's pretty is not a good retort to critics. See, but that's the thing, IDT. That's the thing, is that you're already thinking like a very high-skilled designer. Because one important thing you have to keep in mind as a designer is that you have to be able to validate the players, right? If the player doesn't like something, they don't like it, right? And if you say, oh, but you did this wrong, or you played this wrong, or you like didn't use your ability correctly, or you should have like tried this, that doesn't matter because the player doesn't care. If they didn't like it, they didn't like it. So you have to think about like for your player, are they going to enjoy it? And I think thinking in the framing of it doesn't matter what I think about it. It matters what the player thinks about it. And it doesn't matter if the game is pretty because the player didn't enjoy it. So I have to fix that. I think that's one thing that makes you a good designer. So, I envy your focus. Cheer. Yeah. I've been really trying to hyper focus recently. And I think I've been able to focus a lot recently in part because I've been more specific about breaking out tasks. You know, when I have like one task that I'm like, I'll spend 3 days doing this thing, then it's very nebulous. But instead, the first thing I do for that 3-day task is go and list everything I need to do, right? I'm like, I need to spend 1 hour on this, 2 hours on this, 2 hours on this. And then I list my 3 days worth of work out in like a list of steps. And then I'm just following steps. Dude, I'm a robot, you know. I know how to accomplish the steps, so I just go do it. And when I don't have to spend any extra brain cycles on planning or deciding, there's no executive function to happen. I do not need to think about what do I do next. I already did that for myself. But while I was still brain full capacity, super focused, ready to work, I did all of that effort. So now I'm just on autopilot. I'm just accomplishing things. So is coding as a media a good opportunity? I don't understand the question. Coding as a media? I can hear your Discord notifications and I scramble every time. Oh, am I getting Discord notifications? Oh, sorry. I should have muted my desktop. That's my bad. Also, I thought I had Discord closed. Coding as a medium, a good opportunity? I'm not sure. Oh my God, that was you? I didn't think I was getting any Discord notifications, but... And also, I wasn't seeing anything on my desktop audio, so... That's my bad. That's my bad, y'all. Thought I was hearing stuff. Dude, but now I just got to go like a Discord sound YouTube video and play it. Shovel, what would you say about mixing pixel art and hand-drawn assets into a game? I think it can totally work. I think it can totally work. You just have to be very intentional with it. I think a lot of the times things don't look bad because they inherently look bad. They look bad because they weren't done intentionally. They weren't put together cohesively to like bring the whole aesthetic together. I think if you're really intentional and only like put stuff together that looks good, it'll look good, right? But a lot of the times the things that like get a bad rep, like combining traditional and pixel art or mixels or anything like that, or non-pixel perfect, right? The reason those look bad isn't just because, you know, you did it so it looks bad. There's no way around it. It's because it was done as like a Band-Aid, right? It's like something didn't work properly, so they scaled it, or things didn't like line up well, so they just slapped it together, or they didn't have a pixel art asset for this, so they just threw in a traditional one that they downloaded online or something. And it's when you do that kind of like slapdash version of putting stuff together, it ends up not feeling cohesive and it doesn't look good. But if you're really intentional, if the goal is that particular style and you have a very clear vision for what you're trying to accomplish, there's no reason that it can't look good as long as you stick to it, right? So, Shovel, I am a girl. Should I take up dictatorship? Yeah, I'll be brave and stand up and say that I think dictatorship is bad, actually. Now, am I a hero? Should you call me a hero for saying dictators are bad? Yeah, I am. I think you should. Love your content. Can't wait to play Isadora's Edge. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I found a 2D pixel game and a 3D world game. It actually looks good. Well, what game's it called? Oh, also, welcome, Hana. Did you... I don't know if you were already messaging or if this is the first one. Interesting, because I can't decide between the two, so I have to plan to have pixel art backgrounds and items and hand-drawn players and enemies. Pixel art, background, and items. Hand-drawn player and enemies. That's interesting. That's like the opposite of what I would have imagined. Hold on. There was a game that I saw recently. Hold on. Maybe I can find it. One second. Oh, it was called Inmost. Right. So this game, Inmost, it looks like they're using some HD particle systems on top of pixel art effects. And to me, I think because they're being so intentional with it, it looks good. Now, there are ways that you could do this and it wouldn't look good. And there are probably some pixel art purists who will see this and not like it because the effects are HD on top. But I think it looks sick. So, with the AI stuff that's happening, is coding a stable career path? I wish I knew the answer to that. I still think that AI is not particularly good at programming, but I don't know if it'll always be bad at programming. And I also don't know if big corporations and stuff really care if it's good or not. So I don't know if coding is still a stable career path. I sure hope so. But yeah, I don't know for sure. But yeah, so I think this is an example of like a lot of people will tell you don't use HD particle systems and particle effects and HD lighting effects on top of pixel art because pixel games should be pixel perfect. But this is a game that shows if you do it intentionally and you have a clear vision and your goal is to make it look nice and you're using these methods and these tools and these features to make it look a specific way, then it can totally look sick. So, yeah. So I think this game looks really sick. I think the vibes are immaculate. Yeah, and I think they have a good sense of at the end there. Yeah, the rain effect is actually pixel perfect. You can see the rain, the way it like bounces off and falls off of the tree and stuff. And even here, there are like dust particles in the air that are pixels, and like these fireflies are pixels. But like the smoky effects and the fog and the noise looks like it's not pixel perfect. So, and like this light does not look like a pixel perfect effect to me. So I think that as long as you're intentional, it's all good. Octopath Traveler broke the rules regarding pixel art too. Oh, right. Octopath Traveler. Hold on. Right. Duh. Right. Octopath Traveler is totally breaking the rules of pixel art as well. But because everything is really intentional, it totally works. I don't think anyone out there is like, Octopath Traveler, I really wanted to like the game, but it was just so ugly. I know Insandio played the stuffing out of this game. Although I think this is Octopath Traveler 2, but yeah, Insandio played the absolute snot out of this. And I mean, the game is gorgeous, even though it's not, traditional pixel perfect pixel art that the way you would expect it to look. Yeah, are those pixel art textures on top of the... Can't even really tell, which is, I mean, a good sign. Okay, the effects on the river were certainly not pixel perfect, huh? Yeah, it looks like these are just sprites moving around in a world that's not being rendered to like a pixel art viewport, so... I've heard bump maps and normals are too hard to implement in true 2D. Doesn't translate well with pixel art or something like this. Too many artifacts. Yeah, I mean, I think I would hesitate to use bump maps for 2D. Mostly because with 2D, you kind of want a strict color palette. And I think those bump maps, if you apply a lighting to it, are going to change the colors around too dramatically. I think in a lot of ways, you're better off going with a stricter color palette. Although that's just general advice. The thing that's playing on screen right now is not really limiting its color palette. So Wrath of the Gods does it. Oh, let me check that out. All right, back to talking head. Wrath of the Gods. The Trials of Olympus 2, Wrath of the Gods. This looks like Bejeweled. Wrath of the... Oh, it's a Terraria mod. Oh. I see. Uploading to itch right now. Exciting. How about Triangle Strategy? Triangle Strategy is such a good name. Oh, I love the name Triangle Strategy. It's like my favorite thing about this game. I haven't played it, though, so it's really the only thing I know about this game. Here's Triangle Strategy, which is the same people that made Octopath, right? If it's not the same people who made Octopath, they really, they really were inspired by their style, huh? Do you think... Oh. Triangle Strategy is an awesome name. Yeah, I love Triangle Strategy as a name. It's so good. What do I think of Duck Deities? Hold on, what's Duck Deities? Duck Deities, actually, is how you say that word. Although, that's not really how you spell it, so... it's not showing up, so... They're also making Elliot Game right now. Wait, it's just called Elliot Game? Is it called Elliot Quest? No, okay. Oh, it's something I made up. Oh, as a name? Oh, yeah, as a name, I think Duck Deities is totally fine. Look at Avatar of Emptiness from Wrath of the Gods. Okay. Hold on. We're doing critical research. It is Adventures of Elliot. I see. Avatar of Emptiness from Wrath of the Gods. Holy smokes. So this is the Avatar of Emptiness. Certainly a little spooky, some might say. Lots of cool design elements. So this is what the boss looks like, even though it's a pixel art game. That's kind of sick. Hold on. Maybe I can find a video of it. Look at gameplay of the fight. Okay. All right, let's go full screen. All right. I guess I can turn on desktop audio. Spooky. Nice. Wow, yeah, that's straight up just like a like a 3D model of a sphere. Right, this is a pixel art game, by the way. Yeah, I think this is a good example of you can totally break the rules if you have an artistic vision. Because clearly this guy, like the design of this boss is supposed to break the rules, right? Feels like that's kind of the point. So. Yeah, I think this works fantastically. I don't really like how the Avatar of Emptiness is whispering at me, though. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then he bleeds from his face. This is a spooky enemy. This specific boss reminds me of Hollow Knight. Yeah, I was getting that vibe too. He almost even did like the Hollow Knight yell when the fight started. The classic Hollow Knight yell. I need to figure out some kind of cool boss intro. Don't want to just rip the Hollow Knight yell in Isadora's Edge, so I gotta figure out something. Isn't every game a pixel art game? They all have pixels. Ooh. This boss is spooky. Uh-oh. What did I think of the Flowey TV monster form boss in Undertale? I thought it was sick. I remember when that first happened to me, I was losing it. We're portaling? We're portaling? Even the music is kind of freaking out. Question. I thought Terraria was a farming game. By the way. Dang. Alright, we're through the portal again. And jump scare warning, I suppose. Holy smokes. Can Isadora's Edge have a boss in the FMV style? I unironically considered it. And there's no guarantee I won't. Terraria is an RPG? Ah, I see, okay. I thought Terraria was a farming game. Where you're like, check out the... whatever, what's this guy called? The Avatar of Emptiness from Terraria? I was certainly not expecting this. Wow, this boss fight got a lot of phases, huh? This guy is spooky. Stay below me. I gotta play Terraria. I got a lot of stuff I really need to play. Dude, the little like imp following the player around reminds me so much of Symphony of the Night. You have to remember like which spot the guy attacks at. That's too much for a guy like me. Dang, there's so much so much information on the screen. There's like multiple bars at the top. There's like the item bar. There's the life. There's like a bunch of stars on the right side. This boss fight is crazy. This is sick. Dude, this is what a final boss fight should be like. I unironically need to reference this when working on the final boss from Isadora's Edge. See how they made stuff so sick. So spooky. Play Deltarune? Oh, I'm so excited to play Deltarune. Dang. Okay. You should see what the mobile version looks like. Is it significantly different? This type of stuff is what happens in the end of a regular show episode. True. Interesting, interesting. It's interesting to me that he like... Whoa. I was about to say, it's interesting to me that he hasn't done something new yet. Like, since I saw the most recent couple of attacks, it's been the same patterns. I was like, it really feels like something totally wild should have happened, and then this happened, so... Holy smokes. Oh. Dude, this boss fight is so insane. He's almost dead. His HP is very low. Oh. Just trap you in an endless void since he was about to die. What I like is there's a lot of downtime in this fight. You get a lot of micro breaks. Yeah, the fact that it's not just like all out the whole time is pretty nice. Gives you a chance to like breathe and think. Although I would need to play it myself to really have a feel for what the break like timings are like, but I think it's probably a good balance. Uh-oh. Dude M became angel. Oh, the Avatar of Emptiness has been defeated. Let's go. All right, Avatar of Emptiness. All right. Also, let's shout out Myra Terraria. Hey, Lyra. Is it your sister? Myra Terraria for the video. Seems like they mostly do Terraria stuff, but yeah. For the next time, how do you submit an application? So in the Discord, there's a channel called Showcase Saturday. You can just post your game there, a link to your game. And then if it's on Steam and you need to send me like a Steam key or something, you can send that to the email address, inboundshovelYT@gmail.com. And once you submit there, I'll add you to the list and eventually to get played. Nice. Okay, well, that was the Avatar of Emptiness. Kind of insane. Let me check Discord. Potentially, there has been a tank game posted. There is a tank game posted. Oh, hey, it runs in browser. Let's go. Please use the downloadable. It looks so bad on the web. Well, we'll see how it goes on web, and if I really have to swap, we will. So we'll see. As far as I know, that isn't even the final boss. The angelic figure that saved the player is. Holy smokes. That's not the final boss. How do you escalate from there? I feel like it's going to be hard to get some tension going after you deal with that as the boss. So, holy smokes. Okay. Let's first off see how this plays. Oh, I did not open this correctly. Hold on. In browser. And if it does not work well in browser, we can go from there. And desktop view. All right. Let's hope for the best. Check it out. It's a tank. Yeah, it looks like it's running at maybe 3 FPS. Okay. We're choking. All right. Looks like maybe the game has frozen completely. Okay. Back to talking head view. Oh, hey, wait. Hold on. Is it supposed to have audio? Uh-oh. How do I fly? Hey, it's working. Okay. Just had to give it a second. Uh-oh. Okay, so I can fly around by shooting down. How do I grapple? Okay, it is supposed to have audio. Hold on. This is muted.
A tank?
All right, unmuted. Hey.
Sure, screw the laws of physics. Who needs those anyways?
Hey, I recognize that voice. That's my wife.
Besides that, your carrier is surrounded. You are flying right into the army.
I've lost the my camera's or my mouse is no longer captured.
Relax. Our pilots are professional.
We're refreshing. All right, this time for real. Read the controls and escape options. Oh, is the escape button gonna work? Okay, now we got sound. Flying with the tank. Okay. Option. Oh, look at that menu.
I can't believe we just did that. I'm glad they ended up having the spare tank on board. Are you sure that the higher-ups are going to be fine with this?
Can't miss. Boost, shift. Grapple is Q. Q. Don't eat pizza in the tank. Cycle targets is V.
Hey,
Q.
hey, hey.
Okay.
Yo, what's up?
What do you think you're doing? No.
I'm flying my tank.
How are you doing that? How are you flying a tank?
I predicted that line easy.
Sure, screw the laws of physics. Who needs those
Oh.
anyway?
Oh, oops. All right.
Besides that, your carrier is surrounded. You are flying right into the army.
We nice. Sit
Hey,
grapple.
Man, relax. Our pilots are professional, and I'm doing the loading. So we'll take care of those regression prigs lickety-split.
Grapple. Wee. Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, a professional at tank flying. That went to tank flying school to learn how to fly tanks professionally.
Professional tank flyer. It's your boy. Whoop.
Wait, how did you know we went to tank flying school? Did you attend too?
I'll figure out how the
Yeah.
grappling works. Don't mind me.
Ugh, get out of there now. You will have hell to pay if the general finds out about this intrusion of yours.
Oh.
Don't worry, I told you to relax. Actually, who are you? This ain't our usual navigator. Are you a
No, I am not a regression, you fool.
Oh, if I press spacebar to shoot, it also goes to the next line.
Corrupt our minds. Crazy tactics they're using these days.
Oh.
Now, let's get started. You still know the basics? There's some enemies on the way. Just try shooting them. I'll load up the cannon for you.
Nice. Okay, okay.
Handy that those tank controls are right.
Oh, I need to go to the next line? I
Here,
see.
Take a look at the old manuals in case you feel rusty.
Is that a flying tank? Shoot down that vehicle now!
No, I'm not a flying tank.
Yes, sir.
I'm going too far away. Uh-oh. We got enemies. Nice. Oh. Alright, I need a... I need to make it closer to the enemies, I think. Nice, okay. Can I grapple them? I can grapple the enemies? Okay, grappling the enemies is sick. Uh-oh. Trying to hit the... I need to get closer to them, I think. Okay. A little bit locked in at the moment. There we go. Grapple to him.
What? You lost to a
Nice,
tank
nice, nice, nice.
in an air battle. Someone who isn't stupid.
Someone who isn't
destroy
stupid destroy that tank.
tank.
Nice, nice. Okay. Oh. We're grappling? Uh-oh. There's a parry down, I think, right? Oh, right, it's E. The parry. Okay. I need to get closer to the enemies. They're not even willing to take a shot right now. Okay. It's like I'm taunting. Oh, you have to time it better than that. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of enemy planes now. Get closer. Oh, there are the missiles. There are the missiles. Okay. I gotta wait for the planes to get closer. Nice, okay. I pressed the counter. Maybe I was a little bit too slow. I'm not sure what the timing on that's supposed to be. Okay. Oh, the game is too loud? Hold on. Hold on. Let me turn it down a little bit then. Oh, okay. Let's try that. Use WASD to aim the dash. Let me check the keybinds. Boost is shift. Oh, right. I'm just shooting myself around. I haven't even pressed shift. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's extremely helpful. Okay, I hit the parry. Nice. Okay, shifting is a huge improvement. Warning, return to battle. I'm just trying to make it to this guy.
Hello? Is this the communications
Nice.
line?
Okay. We got it. We got it under control. The right mouse is a homing rocket. Got it.
Is this the guy shooting at us?
Don't you dare speak back to me like that, foolish K-Lillian.
All right, we made it back. Okay.
Let it be known that all of your victories so far have been pure luck.
Pure luck.
Destroy
You caught me
soon
on that
enough.
one.
The great Vice Admiral Destro will emerge victorious.
Let's go. Just plummet right into this.
Prepare
All
to
right.
spend eternity
You
in
might want to make the
government-issued
voice lines
cardboard
automatically progress
6
forward.
feet under. Maybe even 7.
Right. I have to shoot to go to the next line. You think Destro's a cat? Right. I have to press it on something. Oh, enemy cargo ships. Nice. Good shot. I thought it was a good shot. Okay. Shift forward. All right. Grapple. All right. I was going the wrong direction there. Oh, I'm right on him. Oh, and still missed. Okay. Am I not hitting them? I actually can't tell. Feels like I'm hitting them. Maybe I need to destroy the cargo ships first or something? I'm really not sure. Okay. I'm shooting my homing missiles, but perhaps I'm not locked on properly. Do they have a shield? Okay. Maybe I need to fall down and shoot these cargo ships. I'm really not sure. Okay, I'm still like a little bit lost in the sauce, if I'm honest. Okay. Let me try flying to this guy. Okay. I haven't done like a single point of damage to these 3 planes. And I also can't... Do I need to like... Okay, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing there.
Whoa, I can't believe it. I'm glad they ended up having a spare tank.
Okay, we gotta start all the way over.
Oh, a professional.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Hey, I can go right through these big things. That's nice. Okay. need to maintain altitude by shooting down, and then I can shift to dash to my location. That seems like the correct gameplay pattern. The homing missiles, do they suck? Are they horrible? Is it just me?
What?
Nice, okay.
Lost to a tank?
That worked pretty well, that worked pretty well.
Air battle.
Okay.
Someone who isn't stupid. Destroy that tank.
Alright. Someone who isn't stupid destroying me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where am I? Wow, dude, that guy's aim is incredible. How did he predict I was going to be there? Someone explain me. Ow. Okay. Okay, I need to go up. Nice. Grapple and stay locked on and homing missile. That should kill him, right? I don't understand what's going on with the homing missiles. It looks like it's going to destroy them. Okay. Is that a homing? Okay, it takes so long for the homing missiles to catch up to the enemies. To the point that it's hard to like parse what's going on at the distance. Okay, so I'll shoot one there. And then that guy should be like dealt with. And then we'll shoot another one at him, and that means he should be dealt with. So we shoot another one at this one. Are they still running from my homing missile? Okay. Okay, it seems like 2 homing missiles gets the job done a little bit better because of the fact that they can't just evasively maneuver from 2. Okay, so two works a lot better. I see. 2 works a lot better.
Hello, name's Vegas. Is this the guy you...
Don't you dare speak back to me like
Okay,
that.
I think we
You know
already...
that all of your victories
All
so
my
far
victories pure
have
luck,
been
alright.
pure luck. Are you prepared to spend eternity in your new government-issued cardboard?
Jeez, what's with that guy anyway?
Alright. So now I need to destroy the... Okay, I'm really lucky that Tofu was in chat to say you have to get close to the cargo ships. I would have just assumed the game was bugged, I think. It's like, because that feels like a pretty direct shot to me, you know? Ow. Alright, so we gotta get to the cargo ships. And do the cargo ships actually give these... Okay, so I need to let myself fall, I guess? I can shoot down. Okay. Are the cargo ships even moving? I actually don't know. Okay, finally. Alright. So now I can, in theory, destroy the enemies. And I have to start all the way over again? Oh my god, kill me. Oh. Alright, click through, click through, click through, click through. Okay, yeah, so I really dislike the cargo tanks. That's my initial impression. Okay. Let's see, have I actually improved though? Well, I ran right into a big white obstacle. Okay, so... hit him with 2 homing missiles, and then look for the other one. Where's the other guy? There he is. Grapple to him, homing missile 1, homing missile 2. Alright, that works. That works great. That works great. Someone who isn't stupid. Okay. So, we have a big improvement on our handling, I feel like. Grapple hooking up to him, doing 2 homing missiles, dashing to the next one. Alright. Grapple hook to him. Double homing. Grappling hook. 2 homing missiles. Alright. All right. Okay. Oh, I thought I got them all. Oh, new enemy spawned. Love that for me. Alright, and we dash to this one. Easy grapple, back into the air. And he's donezo. Alright, we're now officially flying our tank. Okay. Okay. Okay, their leader's secretly a cat. There we go, there we go. Where's the other one? I want to deal with these cargo ships so I can get back up into the air where I feel safe. Is he in... Okay, the enemy cargo ship was inside of the... Okay, but now we can do the maneuver. Let's get up above him, double homing. We're going to go down, next enemy. Next enemy, we grapple. We spin underneath him to get the airtime. Double homing on the way out. See you later, punk. Alright, more cargo ships. Let's go down. Let's go down. Alright. He's out. And he's out of there. Alright. Enemy elite plane, okay. Grapple. Double cargo. Or double homing missile. Grapple. Spin around him. Double. Alright. Grapple this guy. We'll catch up with him. Alright, another elite plane. Oh, he can run from 2 homing missiles. Have a couple more, huh? Nice, nice. Okay, more cargo ships, more cargo ships. We're going down quickly. Alright, cargo ship. Nice, okay. Let's go. We need to get a grapple on one of these things. There we go. Give me some airtime, bud. No? No airtime for me? Alright, let's boost over to an enemy. Alright, and we got airtime. Thank you. Alright. Are the elite planes faster, maybe? Would explain why they can dodge more stuff. Send more homing missiles at them if I have them. Okay. And now we go around and we go up. Circle underneath.
Hello?
All right. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, honey? It's so weird hearing my wife's voice.
Retreat, now! The general is almost here. He's about to give the order.
Oh, the general's almost here.
Hey, what are you doing out there? Return to base now.
Oh, wow. This general's voice acting is actually quite incredible, I think. I think it's a really high quality voice acting coming in all of a sudden.
Me, Phoenix.
What? Phoenix? You're dead.
Damn. The delivery,
I was just
the impact, the excellence.
Irrelevant. Send these two buffoons back.
Oh, no, her. You should have just said so. Well, you're just about to win this battle, so...
Crazy voice. It's so good. The voice acting is on a whole different level, really.
About to win the battle, you say? But you're in a tank.
I am in a tank.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie.
All right, I've
Well,
decided.
That tank was quite old and out of commission anyway. I've decided. Carry on and give Destro hell. No retreat.
Sounds good.
What? What?
And Phoenix, you are to assist this tank from now on. Let's show these guys what we've got.
Oh, I'm shaking. I'm quivering. I can't believe the beauty I've seen.
Hey, we're friends now.
We're friends now.
Huh?
All right.
Fine. There's There should be 2 more divisions approaching you, but I am not seeing any other signatures from that same fleet. After
Okay.
that, return to the carrier to resupply. And I mean it. Gotta
Can
go.
do. Really good effect on like the garbled transmission or whatever. All right, can I just go down to the battleship? I don't know. Let's find out. Take out the battleships first. That's what I've been trained to do. All right, and now we're in. Okay, gotta get some airtime before I can. All right. I actually tried to parry there. Nice, okay. Grappling to them and blowing them up at point blank range is very satisfying. Nice. Okay, managed to catch that missile. That's pretty good. Alright, more battleships. Down we go. Okay. Alright, we got him down. Oh, there's more cargo ships. Oh. I missed. Alright. I actually need to shoot upward. Get in range of this cargo ship. Okay, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, now I need to get a grapple on one of these planes. Need some height. Oh, and we're in. See you later, elite plane. Ow. Okay, they got me on that one. They got me on that one. I am so disoriented. Oh, okay, nice. Nice, okay. Alright, getting close and personal. Take him down. Oh, and now we're grappling. Oh. Okay, that grapple felt very strange. Alright, and we're up, and we're in. And they're donezo.
You might consider yourself
Let's go.
with that airborne vehicle of yours.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick with it.
Despair as you face the wrath of my super elite aviation units.
Uh-oh.
This is the first time these have been deployed against non-civilian targets.
Alright, super elite something or others. Alright. They got decoys. Okay, okay, okay. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, we got him.
Oh my god! This boss is gonna... My house! My wife!
They have something? Alright, let's go back and get our accolades. Gaming.
Welcome home, soldiers.
Hey, gamer.
Given your, quite frankly, amazing success out there, I've decided to assign you to a new mission.
Alright, what's the mission?
Don't
I need to
forget
keep pressing the
that
button.
this glorious tank has top-notch equipment and is armed to the teeth, so you can head out and give those regression admirals hell before they ruin our housing.
They ruin our housing. That line always struck me as very strange. Before they ruin our housing?
Turns out, that guy from earlier still has some fight left in him. Your first mission is to finish off what remains of Destro's fleet. Make your name known.
My name is Kenneth.
General, this is a horrible idea. Sure, sending
It gets me every time.
to the Navy. Of course.
My wife's voice kicking.
Just
Exactly, just fine. Now fight on Team Diablo, and that is an order.
Team Diablo.
Diablo?
Hey, General, why isn't that Phoenix person here with us?
I'm stationed in Regression right now because
Because
You're on Regressia? I knew it. You were a spy after all.
yeah, that's what that means.
I am
Vegas.
a spy. You're a spy.
Romantic.
General, I think she might be a spy.
I'm starting to think Vegas is stupid. So the game crashed here. Oh yeah, someone sent a super chat, didn't they? From ATDD. Thank you so much, ATDD. Let me see what you said. I'm developing a 2D mobile game with a hand-drawn art style. It'll be in portrait orientation. How should I determine the appropriate asset sizes? Oh, okay. A 2D mobile game with hand-drawn art style in the portrait orientation. So what you want to think about is what is the resolution of the screen you're working on? Like what is the portrait resolution? And then determine how big you want the asset to be on the screen, and that can help you figure out your canvas sizes. Especially if it's not pixel art, you can scale things around to get them to fit. If it is pixel art, you want to make sure it fits appropriately. But like if the screen is like 1,000 by 500, or I guess 500 by 1,000 is the better way to say that. Then you know that if a pixel is 50 units wide, it's taking up 1/10 of the size on the screen, right? So that's how you can think about it. And you can even, like, if you go into Photoshop or whatever like asset program you want to use, you can make a canvas of that size and then drop the sprite in and see how it feels on the simulated screen, and use that to determine what you want your size to be. And then once you have a general scale established for how big certain elements should be, you can just scale everything relative to that. So that's how I would do it. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. So for the tank game, let's think. Yeah, it seems like the game crashed. So one thing that was very obvious was pressing spacebar to go to the next line of dialogue was very, very obnoxious because I didn't need to like wait, right? The game is voice acted, and the lines were mostly like fluff. They are setting the stage, but they aren't giving me any critically necessary information. So I would recommend just auto advancing the lines. I think that would improve the experience a lot instead of needing to press spacebar to advance the line, because needing to press spacebar also shoots the tank. And so the fact that I had to shoot every time I wanted to go to the next line, I didn't love that. So it already auto advances. Okay, nice. Then additionally, having checkpoints between the waves would be really good, because dying after defeating a couple waves and needing to go again was pretty frustrating. So having some checkpoints, it takes a bit until planes spawn because of the dialogue. Yeah, I would make it auto advance pretty quickly. Like auto advance to the next line basically as soon as one finishes. I think that would feel pretty good. Then I'd say for checkpoints, you want them between waves probably, so that people aren't like right now going all the way back to the start of the game because you have to get low to deal with the ships. Because I actually think the ships are a clever concept that you have to get low to the water to deal with them, because it puts you in like a danger zone. And you're trying to manage multiple things at once, like trying to manage your altitude and everything else. So I think that the idea behind those is clear, or is good, but it is a little bit unclear that the ships are going to help you, or are going to help the enemies, right? The enemies have their shield because of the battleships. I really didn't get that. My screen is like glitching out right now. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to go back to my talking head view because we know what the game looked like. Checkpoints are planned, but we had to hurry because of Showcase Saturday. Oh, yeah, no worries. I mean, I think it's useful to know how critical it is. And I can give feedback assuming there would be checkpoints, because I think once I got the hang of the movement and the hang of the controls, it was very satisfying. Add like a beam between the ships and the planes that have shields, like Ultra Kill Idols. Yeah, that's something you could do, like an energy connection between the shields, and then you could literally have like one ship per plane, like providing the shield. The other thing I would think about is the missiles that you can parry. I feel like it's like a little bit too hard to react to them. Like, I didn't play the game for that long, right? So I'm still kind of like a new player of the flying tank game, but I was never really able to get the timing down well enough. It felt like hard to hit it in time. And there were the big indicators, but those big indicators really didn't help me all that much. And so they have a small wind-up window for the parry. Like you have to parry 0.1 seconds before the missile gets to you. Like I would probably consider just getting rid of the wind-up entirely. Like if you have hit the parry button when the missile's going to hit you, it parries. Because there's no reason, like you can always just make the game favor the player. And if it's suddenly too easy, you can just add more enemies. Because I think actually what I would recommend for this game is that it was really satisfying, like grappling from plane to plane and flipping around through the air. And then especially at the end where I was like, some of the waves I was able to grapple and then shoot 2 homing missiles and dash to the next one and grapple. And then sometimes I could grapple to them and blow them up. I think it would be really satisfying to be able to chain that all together, right? Where it's like I can grapple to one, blow it up, and then the fact that I shot that one sends me backwards, so then I can turn and grapple to one that's close to me now because of shooting that one, and I can just like spin around all these enemies, and then I can turn and like shoot 2 homing missiles at a nearby enemy, and then grapple to another one. But that needs a lot of enemies, right? I think the wind up on the parry only works if you can see what's coming at you. Yeah, I think right now the fact that the parry has like a short wind up, that I sort of intuited that was there when I pressed parry and it didn't work. I was like, okay, I need to like time it properly. But the game is so fast and you're constantly spinning around in 3D space, so it's hard to stay oriented properly. And then even when the indicators are pointing at you that there's a missile nearby, it's not like a guarantee that a missile's about to hit you. So I would almost consider, for one, making the parry instant, and for two, adding a second layer of indicator that's like, and now the missile is about to hit you if you don't hit the parry button like right now. Like essentially like a parry window, where if you hit the button right before it hits you, then you can parry it. And that way the player can always like twitch react it. They don't need to pay attention to where it's coming in 3D space because there will be a bigger red indicator right before it hits them. And then you could also make it like a little bit more lenient on the timing. Like a car telling you about to hit a curb. Yeah. Because then I can imagine how cool it would feel, like grappling from one enemy, like going underneath them to get up in the air and shooting them. They blow up short range. And then I turn and shoot 2 homing missiles at one in the distance before grappling another one closer by. And then as I'm blowing that one up, the red indicator is big on me and I press parry. And then you could even make it so that if you successfully parry, it like rotates the tank in the direction that it did the parry. So, and you could try to do like a slow down time effect or whatever, but that's like a lot of extra work. But it's like points the tank in the direction. So you get to see that you hit the parry and throw the missile right back at the ship that shot it. So that if you hit the parry, it blows up the ship that threw it at you. I think you can essentially make the player have, it already does that actually. Okay, awesome. Do you think the game right now is too spacious? Absolutely. I think that there's way too much room to move around, and I spent a lot of time trying to get to the next enemy. So I think you could even make the tank faster. Like when you shoot, it launches you even further, or the dash launches you even further. You could also shrink the play space a little bit if you had to. But also, I would fill the space with more enemies. Right now, you could just throw in more planes because it's already fun to like dash around and flip and whatever. And just having more enemies to chain off of and do cool stuff to, I think will make the game more fun. And give more opportunity for the player to have like these crazy moments where they're flipping around and where like you grapple to one, blow it up, which grapples you to another, and you shoot 2 homing missiles. I would even, this is probably a feature that's out of the scope of like the last couple days, but I would even consider making the homing missiles like a secondary lock-on from the grapple. So it's like the grapple is like the red one, and then the homing missiles is like a big like circular one around a different plane. So you can see when like your targeting computer has locked onto one, so that I can launch my homing missiles and then turn and focus on a different plane. And obviously that increases the power level by quite a lot because you can focus on 2 planes at once. But by increasing the player's power level, you also can put more enemies on the screen, which gives them more fun stuff to do. And it rewards you for paying attention to all your different resources and stuff. So, but yeah. Okay. What did Bubba say? World building is super fun and writing lore is sick as hell. But if you're developing a game, you should have developing the game as your first priority, or you'll have a ton of lore and sick story. But with no game to play, that exact thing happened to me. Yeah. I think focusing on having a game to play before you develop like a big world around it can be good. And then as you hone in on what you actually want your game to be and how it's going to feel, you can start building the elements around it. Yeah, so you can cycle between locked targets, but your game already does have quite a lot of cognitive load trying to keep my altitude by shooting down and focus on all the enemies and be ready to parry. And I need to get low so I can blow up the ships, but I also have like the water I need to dodge. So there's already a lot of stuff I'm trying to do. So needing to press the button to swap targets is like another extra little bit of cognitive load, especially for a brand new player. I think the point I got where it froze, I might have been able to start working that into my repertoire, but I feel like I'm already a significant chunk of the way through the game, and I've done a bunch of waves, and I even restarted several times, so I got even more experience than your average player. If you've balanced this so that, like, this is for a game jam, right? So you want your player to have a really good experience immediately. And to have a good experience immediately, they need to not be too like skill gapped by the game right away. Additionally, was the game actually fun in its current state? If not, what were the most annoying pain points? Yeah, so I do think the game is fun. I think you have a really cool control scheme, and I think once you get the hang of flying the tank around, it's very satisfying. I think the major pain points were, one, that I feel like I could never really do the parry. By the time, like, it just felt like it wasn't even worth the mental load of trying to parry, because I didn't know if I was actually going to get hit, because sometimes the missiles would fly by me, and sometimes I would see the indicator and think maybe I should worry about that missile, and then I'd instantly get hit. Occasionally I would like pull myself into a missile, which, I mean, that's kind of fine. If you pull yourself into a missile, then it doesn't feel like you could have parried it, but yeah, it almost feels like maybe I should have some kind of battle armor, but that's like an entirely separate point. But I think the parries were like didn't feel good to use, and there was so much open space and not enough enemies, right? I spent a lot of time, like I would blow up one enemy. It'd feel very satisfying. I'd get the explosion, get the laser right on him. Then I would turn and need to like dash for a long time before I could start grappling to the next one. And the few times where I was able to like blow one up and instantly grapple to the next one and then look around for the next enemy to target, especially if there's like lots of stuff coming at me and I grapple an enemy to dodge something out of the way, like there's some moments where there could be some really cool stuff going on. But with the current amount of enemies and the current parry, it didn't feel like I was getting to do very cool things very quickly. Additionally, checkpoints are planned, but we had to hurry for showcase. Yeah. I think checkpoints are obvious for sure, but that's already made that clear. So I'd say having more enemies so I get to do more stuff. Like I feel like the fantasy of this game, you guys have leaned into it very heavily in a good way, is that it's very like, it's a very ridiculous premise and very like out there, right? And you guys have leaned into the camp dramatically. Like the tank shoots a big laser beam. It doesn't shoot a missile, it shoots a laser, right? And like you're flying through the air, the effects are huge and exaggerated. The parry is the tank like spins, it's like, I almost said propeller. That's not what it's called. A barrel around to do the parry. It's like you have all these like these layers of like exaggeration on it. And what you want is for the player to be able to get to experience the level of ridiculousness that you're hoping for, right? You want the player grappling through enemies and flying through the air and blowing stuff up. And like, you know, you want the player to line up 2 or 3 planes in one shot and blow them all up with a single laser. That would feel incredible. But right now, when there's only like 4 enemy planes, you're not going to be able to do that. Additionally, another major pain point was not knowing I had to be so close to the ships to blow them up, because I have what feels like such a long range laser. It felt like I could just look at it and blow it up. And I would consider, do I think infinite range is a good idea for the laser? Yeah, I was about to say I would consider making the range just infinite on the laser. If the laser like hit scans an enemy, it blows them up. And then if that makes it too easy to deal with the ships that are providing the shields, you could just make multiple ships provide one shield. So when like 6 planes come out, that's 12 battleships or something. Now that might be too much shooting at the ocean to break the shields or something. So it could still just be 1-to-1. And then just destroying the battleships is like easy, right? That could be something. Additionally, it could be a thing where it's like, you know, you send out a wave. It could be the wave is like 35 planes or something. And 5 of the planes have shields being provided by like 2 or 3 battleships all channeling on that one plane. The rest of the planes are weaker. And then it would make sense if you have like a couple elite planes. Those elite planes would be being provided a shield by like the battleship supporting them or something. So I don't know how to make it not penetrate through environmental pillars without destroying performance. Make it destroy environmental pillars. Like put more of those big white pillars out there. You could even make them smaller. Give them all grapple points. And then if the hit scan hits one of those, it blow it up. And then you're like destroying the terrain as you're destroying planes. And then you're even more reliant on using the planes to grapple around. Once I figured out I could grapple the planes, once I started doing that, grappling the environment felt very, unnecessary to me. And a lot of times when I tried to grapple the environment, I just like pulled my tank directly into it. So I think, yeah, you could just destroy the pillar, and that would let you put more pillars, which lets it feel fuller too, and gives you something to navigate around. And then also you could make it so that if the enemy planes crash into a pillar, the pillar explodes and the plane explodes. So you could even try to do like evasive maneuvers to like dodge stuff and and let the enemy hit it. So I think, yeah, I think I would probably just make the hit scan on the laser infinite range, and if it hits a pillar, it blows up. And then it makes sense for it to block, right? So I think, yeah, I think I would consider stuff that lets you fill the environment with more enemies. So it's way more action packed. I feel like if you go and watch the playthrough that I did, look at just how much downtime there was. Like, how much time did I spend actually flying around and shooting stuff? And that's the like most fun part of the game, is when I'm flying around shooting stuff. How much time did I spend grappling from one plane to another and blowing them both up? And how much time did I spend like dashing from one edge of the arena to the other edge of the arena to get in range of the tank? And how much did I spend just like shooting the ground, waiting for the dialogue to go to the next piece? It's like, I think right now the like voice comms that are happening, like they kind of slow the game down. And I think having some intermissions are fine, but I would even consider like you could have multiple waves of enemies between those dialogue. So there's a lot of gameplay before they start yapping at me again, you know? True, there's a downtime issue. Yeah. So there's a lot of time between the waves. You could even send waves during the dialogue. If people don't want to pay attention to it, they don't have to. They can just blow planes up, right? You're supposed to take 3 seconds to destroy a supply ship. Yeah, that's the other thing, is like, it takes a long time to fall, right? The fall speed is very slow. So if I'm just waiting to fall to get in range of the ships, it takes a long time. So instead, I need to like shoot upward to push myself down so I can blow up the ships. But shooting upward to push myself down feels very dangerous, because I don't have the greatest grasp of how close I am to the water. I just know it's dangerous to do. So the thing is, the safest option as a player is for me to just push myself over towards the ships and then slowly fall until I'm in range of them, and then blow them up. And that's not fun. It's way more fun to push myself in range quickly and then turn and blow them up and get out of there. So what I would think is you should do something to the ships that make it so that that's not the ideal strategy, right? It's like, maybe if you're in range, if you're close enough to the ship for a long time, or if you're close enough to the ship for a couple seconds, it starts like launching mortars at you or something, right? That way you're not just floating next to it. Or you make the hit scan infinite, and then I don't need to fall anymore. The only reason for me to get closer to it is if I'm like aiming properly, you know? That's funny, because there's literally no terminal velocity. I had no idea. Yeah, it's like, I guess you reset your velocity enough that like you never build up that much fall speed, but you do end up just kind of slowly falling, trying to make it to the next point, like quite often, I think. So yeah, I think that's what I would recommend, is trying to fill it up with more stuff. Like basically just adding more opportunity to do the thing the game is about, right? It's like this game, like it makes a big deal about flying around in a tank, and you're a flying tank. It's like the whole idea is that you're a flying tank. That's what it's all built around. The spectacle of flying tank. The enemies are like, what? You're in a flying tank? That's crazy. But it feels like you get to that point a little too quickly, where all the people are like, what, you're flying a tank? That's crazy. You should let the player do more tank flying, blow up more enemies, destroy more stuff, do more tank flying before they start talking about it, right? It's like you steal the tank, you blow up some stuff, and then you're like, whoa, that was crazy. You could do multiple waves before the first wave, before the first like lines of dialogue come in. Any greedy over scoping mechanics or enemies or things you'd like to see, regardless of having 3 days anyway? I'd say what I would focus on is making sure you have multiple waves between like the dialogue sections, and those waves should be very full of enemies that let you do cool stuff like consistently, right? Like do some, like when you parry, time slows down, points to the enemy, you grapple, you can swing around planes. It would be cool to see other types, high inbound travel. Hey, Rexo Creates, welcome in. It would be cool to see, like, the grapple right now, it pulls you to the plane. It would be interesting if there were types of planes that instead, when you grapple, it like pulls them at you, and then they like explode off of the tank, right? Almost like you're using the grappling like a scorpion, like get over here type hook. You would need to communicate that very clearly, right? But if they're like really light, like, you know, planes that move very quickly, and you wait for them to fly past you, and then you grapple them into you to blow them up or something. I think stuff like that would be really cool. And then, yeah, so having more variety of the enemy types. Additionally, Vari said that the planes were too small. I agree with her. It is the plane. I think the enemy planes are probably too small. They're a little bit hard to see. Even when I'm pretty close to them, they still feel pretty small. So you could totally consider just making the planes bigger. Do I have any complaints with the movement itself? Everything felt a little bit slower than I wanted it to. But I think that's because of how much range I needed to cover, right? I think or how much distance I needed to cover. If I needed to cover less distance, it's not a pain to move slowly, right? Or if I need to cover less distance, it's not a pain to not move as fast. But when I need to cover a lot of range, suddenly I need things to move way, way quicker. And so the fact that things were a little bit slower, it was mostly an issue because of how spacious it was. So rather than changing the movement dramatically, I would probably just improve the amount of enemies, like the density of the area. If the area is more dense with enemies, suddenly you need to fly around a lot less. Also, maybe the enemies should be more aggressive so that there's like less distance between you and them. It's like, you can imagine, even if you make it more dense with enemies, you can kill the final enemy or the second to last enemy, and suddenly the last one's like on the other side of the arena. So, but I do think speeding up the tank a little bit could be good. I just don't, I think with so little time left, you don't want to risk like breaking all the movement, like really fundamentally. But yeah, I think a little bit more speed would definitely help. Then more enemies for sure, just more stuff to do, like more gameplay basically. It's like right now it feels like there's a lot of like the balance is off. I think you need a lot more, the balance in terms of how much there is, not like the difficulty. You need a lot more stuff to do. It's like, I feel like I only shot down like 10 planes before the next dialogue happened. I need to destroy like 100 planes, like 200 planes, you know? Your chair looks like a Katamari character. Yeah, kind of. That's a headrest that I don't use that often because it's quite far back. I should stop leaning so far back. But yeah, so I would increase the density and maybe add some more enemy types. And then also, like, it's tough because the game doesn't really have any tutorialization. You have to go to the key bindings to see what stuff does. And I needed you in chat, like explaining things to me, which is not a good sign, right? You want people to be able to intuitively understand what's happening. Yo, Hokad, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna delete that message. Okay, cool. But yeah, so what was I saying? Right. More enemy density is what I said, but also different types of enemies could be cool. Oh, I was talking about tutorialization, right? It's like, I really like learning how the tank controls and getting the vibe for it, but you kind of had to explain stuff to me. So having something to like tells the player what they can do would be good. And it could even be, there are different enemies that, I was going to say it could be that there are different enemies that utilize different mechanics differently, but you kind of need to tutorialize that anyway, right? If the enemy shows up and you need to use the grappling hook to kill them, like if it's like the little like bee-like enemy that you have to grapple to you and blow it up against your tank, then you still need to explain that. But yeah, I think probably right now, if I were you, what I would do, because obviously you're in the crunch time and you don't have time to like build the tutorial in super carefully, is I would, when the tank is flying around, like when you first start, like the tank flies up and you're in the air, I would like pause the game basically and fade in like a window. Like you see how my my camera border is like the rounded border, like fade a window in on the screen, like a mode will pop up like this, that says like, flying tank 101. And then you could even have a line of dialogue where Vegas says, like, I'm really glad I kept this for my Flying Tank Academy or whatever. Like, you could make a joke about it, but and you could present the information with some humor to it, right? It doesn't have to be just a tutorial. You could put a little pizzazz on it. But, yeah, have your, like, how to fly a tank 101, flying tanks for dummies. The first line is like, we've all been in that situation where you suddenly need to fly a tank. I missed a stream. Are we done reviewing games today? Oh, no. I'm actually still reviewing the first game. Yeah, so, and then on that sheet, you just give the basics, right? That page is like, use WASD and shift to dash, left click to shoot, right? And that's all it says. You don't need to give that much. You might not even need to use the dash there, right? You could say like shooting, if you shoot the tank, you'll fly in the opposite direction, put the basic info on there that you need for just the first wave. Then after you get past that wave, There was a joke in the dialogue, but the manual wasn't implemented. Then once you get past that wave, you can do the next pop-up, the next like modal pop-up with the next bit of tutorialization, right? So that you introduce things to the player one at a time, and you don't gatekeep all of the gameplay behind reading through a bunch of tutorial stuff. Introduce it one wave at a time, and that way the player can learn everything and implement those. Like first you fight a wave of planes using just the basics, then you fight a wave of planes using a little bit more info, then you fight a wave of planes with more info. That's how I would do the tutorialization, because it'll be way easier to pick up on everything if you breadcrumb it across like that. The page was an idea, but it wasn't implemented for this build. Yeah, I would do something very simple, right? Something very simple like that would work, because that way you don't have to build out like really fancy tutorial. Like I know when I say you need a tutorial screen to pop up, Monarch's like, all right, I'm going to use 17,000 tweens and it's going to be so sick. And there's going to be all kinds of colors, but you could literally just have gray rectangle text on it just to get the tutorial in there. And then you can polish it a little bit. But I think that's going to be the easiest way to show the information rather than needing to do anything else. Yeah, playing a game by a lot of people in chat about a tank flying. Oh yeah, I don't mind the 6-7 joke, 6-7 whatever. Is that what people do, right? I'm not young. I don't care about the 6-7 joke or the 69 joke. I mean, that one's just straight up nice. So I don't care about those. I just don't like being told how many people are watching. That's it. I don't like people telling me how many viewers I have. So but Shovel, I must tweet. Yeah, I mean, I know. The thing is, Monarch, I know you. You're going to add some tween to it. You're going to make it pop up. You're going to make it fade in. You're going to have some sauce in there. That's all fine. But you don't need to go too crazy with it. You just want to make sure, more important than what the tutorial looks like is making sure it's spaced out properly. It's way more important to let them start flying the tank as soon as possible, which means they only need to know to press left click and press WASD. And I think that's the most important thing. Make sure you breadcrumb it out one at a time. That's not the right, it's not really the right usage of the term breadcrumb. It means something else. But anyway, if you just drop it one little piece at a time, one little nugget, that way they can learn it slowly. And it feels like you're learning the tank. It feels like you're mastering the controls rather than reading through a tutorial and then like trudging through it. And then you add the checkpoints between the waves, like we talked about, make the waves denser, maybe make the tank a little bit faster. And then I think with just that handful of changes, you have something that will do way better in terms of your first player experience, right? So, right. They got to add microtransactions. That's fair. That's fair. They got to add macro transactions. Now you're cooking. But yeah, so that's what I would do. And then also like the little things, like you could make the planes bigger or make the indicators on them bigger. You could have like a magnifying type effect in the center. I don't know how to do it. I'm not familiar with how plane games usually look. So I don't know exactly how you should treat it to make it more obvious. But I do think it wasn't the easiest to spot the missiles coming at me or the enemies. Also, some visual indications on providing the shields would be good. Even if it's like a straight up a laser that goes from the ship on the bottom up to the plane flying around. I think having a bunch of lasers moving around in the space will just add to the campy ridiculousness factor. So I think like those aren't going to make things look worse. And if they do, I'm sure Monarch will figure out how to make it look good, right? So yeah, I consider all of those like little things to improve the visibility and the understanding, as well as the tutorialization being a big thing. And then also really the number one thing to think about, the thing that's most important, is let them fly the tank around blowing stuff up. Like whatever changes you make, you want to keep in mind that the key thing in this game is flying the tank around and blowing stuff up. Get the player to do that as soon as possible. Show the player how to do that. Make sure they understand how to do that. Don't like, you can punish them for losing, so there are some stakes to it, but like you don't want to send them all the way back because then they're not blowing stuff up. They have to get back to blowing stuff up. Put more enemies there because that lets them blow more stuff up. So I think that's really like should be the key number one driving design choice is how do I make it so that the player gets to spend more time blowing stuff up in cool ways? How can I make the stuff they're blowing up cooler? How can I give them more stuff to blow up? How can I make sure they know what stuff they're supposed to blow up? Right. So Yeah, Yohaka says a kamikaze enemy. It's like having an enemy that's just flying straight at you and you parry the ship itself, especially if it's like a big kamikaze ship. Like if it's flying right at you and you parry it and it flies the other way and then it like, you know, putters out and explodes, like something like that would be very cool. It's like, and then if you have more enemies on the screen and more stuff is blowing up, there's more visual spectacle as well. And I think the game is already very spectacle based, like it's leaning into the spectacle-ness of it. So adding more spectacle to the game with more explosions is also good. Like, if you can figure out ways to, like, one thing that comes to mind is the grappling hook. Like you said, like some over-scoping stuff. I think the grappling hook is cool because it lets you pull yourself to planes. And I think you could have it like so that it like grabs enemies and pulls them to you. But also, I imagine using the grappling hook like a lasso, right? Like you grab the plane and spin it around and throw it at something, right? So when you're grappling to an enemy, you can have like a lasso button that if you press it, the tank basically stops in air, spins the plane around and throws it in a direction. And you can let them let go of the lasso button when they want to throw it. So you could throw one plane at another plane, right? It's like you can go all out in terms of the pure spectacle, pure ridiculousness of it. And I think the more stuff you get to do like that, the cooler it'll be. Like, it's not necessarily the best design philosophy, but if you were making a trailer, you can parry the water. That's sick. If you're going to dodge the water, you can parry it. It's not the best design philosophy in general, but imagine you were watching a trailer for this game. You heard there's a game that's one of those like Ace Combat playing games, except you play as a flying tank and you fly around by shooting because it launches you through the air. And you're like, that sounds sick. I want to go check out what that game's about. And you open it up and you're looking at the trailer. What would you want to see in that trailer? What would convince you that it was sick? And then think about that, right? The tank and waterbend. Yeah, so I think just spend as much focus as you can on letting the tank do ridiculous, cool explosion gameplay stuff. What did you do to do so well on shorts? Do you think you got lucky? It was hard work and like analysis. It was both. I definitely did work hard on the shorts trying to figure out what to make. And I made a lot of devlogs before that. And I went through, I made a lot of shorts that weren't so good. And then I spent a lot of time, I did like research, watch people explain how shorts work. And I do think a lot, even now, about how I should structure the shorts to make them better. But also, I got really lucky. So it's definitely a combination of the two. There's no guarantee that even if I made good shorts, that they would necessarily get people that watch them. Because I know there are plenty of people that make good shorts and they don't get the same viewership. So I don't know what percentage is luck and what percentage is hard work. But I definitely think you have to work hard to get the opportunity to be lucky. Yeah. All right. But I think you guys have made something really cool. I don't want you to feel discouraged. I think that the game is really sick. And once I got the hang of it and things lined up for me where I could, grapple from one enemy to the next and blow them all up. Once things lined up and I was in the flow state for a couple like explosions, it was really sick. So I think what you need to do is get the opportunity for the player to get in that flow state more and line things up for them more. Let that happen more often. I think if that gameplay was an hour straight of me just blowing stuff up with the tank, there's like 100 planes and it's like boom, boom, blow them up and I parry it and I grab one, grapple it, throw it into another one. I blew up some rocks and then I grabbed a plane and threw it into the rocks to blow up the rocks, right? If it was an hour straight of that, I think I would be pogging out of my gourd right now. So I think all you have to do is lean into that because you have the bones to provide that. Now I'm going to blow this out of the water. Watch me go. I believe in you. I wonder if your shorts will still apply now my game is not primarily pixel art. I try to write a lot of the shorts in the way that they're applicable to any type of game, but the ones that are specific to pixel art probably won't be as useful. Out of my gourd right now. Yeah, I'm straight up gourd pogged, bro. Okay. Awesome. All right, let's go to the next game. Next game. Once it launches. I got to figure out how to make this full screen. Options. Graphics. Full screen. Okay. We have Embryogenesis. And that's Inbound Shovel. I'm going to just change my name to Shovel. I can customize my Bioroid. Oh my gosh, there's so many options. Oh, that gives me ears? Of course I want ears. Oh, I'm Mega Man. Oh, we're going full Mega Man. Upper arm. left. Upper arm right. Wait. Shoulder. Wait, I'm already symmetrical, but I'm not symmetrical. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, hold on. We're Mega Manning right now. Okay, and then if I do this, no. Eyes. Can we go even more Mega Man with the eyes? I think this is suitable. Okay, we're Mega Man ING. Oh, Tofu! This is on behalf of our entire very thankful team. Amazing feedback. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much, Tofu. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Can we get some +2 chats in +2 chats in Tofu? Can we get some +2s in chat for Tofu? You really need the participles? Why does that sound like participles? Is that the word? Anyway, let's get some +2s in chat for Tofu. I forgot how to speak English. And for the entire tank game team. He's choking. Yeah, I couldn't remember the word participles. Is that participles? Participles? Hold on. Participle. How do you say that?
Participle.
Participle. That doesn't sound right. Okay, anyway. Participle. Really? So weird. Okay. Tofu and many people have worked on the tank game we were talking about. Yeah, a lot of people in the community banded together to make that sick tank game. So, team air fryer. True. Nice. As a non-native speaker, I keep running into these moments. Yeah, as a native speaker, I'm just dumb. Yeah, I was one of the voice actors, you know. It just kind of comes natural to a guy like me, actually. Participle is like a part of speech, right? It's verb forms acting as adjectives and modifying nouns and pronouns. Oh, the barking dog. Wait. What the hell? That's not. So wait, so what is, hold on. Part of speech. What word am I mixing up in my head? An article, not participle. Participle? I still can't remember how to say it. An article. The sentence needs articles. That is literally all I wanted to say. Whatever. Can you tell Insandio, my wife, that you did an amazing job just as I did? Hold on. Let me open up Discord real fast. One sec. Go to Discord. Message my wife. Let me make sure I get this right. Yo, Insandio, my wife that you did an amazing job just as I did. All right. Sent. Okay. I've noticed a lot of native speakers use back up instead of back off. I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Oh, in what circumstance? I know you can back up a car. Well, just as I did. Either way, I'm going to lock the frick in. Thanks for everything, Shovel. Yeah, no problem, Monarch. Hope things go well. Best of luck. Okay. All right, I have customized I Am Mega Man. And let's start the game. Okay, I don't know if I'm supposed to press a button. Oh, nope. Did you hear that? It sounded like it said, kill me. Really sounded like it said, kill me. Dang. Solid intro. Nice, okay. Do I have a weapon of some sort? No? Okay, the camera moves between me and my cursor. That's not bad. Recent reanimation log. Vivi Flori, Yasuri Shichika Ikari Yui, Jonathan Doe, Remy Hadley, Vladilena Milais, John. Oh, my boy John up in here. Me. I'm not even in there. Okay, so I haven't reanimated. Okay, so do I... How do I get out of here? I'll figure it out. I can't wall jump. Can I double jump? No. Okay. Hold on. I'm figuring it out. Oh, there's a crack in the wall here. But I don't... Oh, I threw something. Is that a grenade? That's my head. I threw a copy of my head. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Hold on. Do I have... Okay, the options button doesn't do anything. Compendium. Doesn't do anything either. Alright, well, I close it. Okay, now I can't move. Hold on. Okay, I can move again. I can move again. Vivi Flori, I love that show. Oh, what's that from? Maybe... No? I'm hitting so many buttons right now, you wouldn't even believe it. Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. If I press... Oh, no. It only does the reanimation log when I'm next to this thing. Okay. Oh. Well... I might have opened the debug option or something. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Fork. Thanks for hanging out. I think... Okay, I think I hit the dev button, but that can't be the solution to get out of there, right? Oh, now I'm moonwalking? Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Well, it's certainly convenient to be able to do that, but I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. Hold on. Let me see if I can... find, like, a control scheme somewhere. No, I don't see... By the way, I just wanted to say I saw Isadora dash in your latest long-form video, and it looks sick. Hey, thank you. Okay, let me go back to the desktop view. So I didn't find anything super useful. Oh, I can't move again. Can I restore my... I'm hitting every button. I can't even move around in this mode. Okay. Hold on. Let's start the game again. Hopefully, can I... Oh, hold on. Let me go back to the main menu. Uh-oh. Isadora's new animation goes hard. That's for sure. Isadora's new animations have been so sick recently. Okay. Can I check the options here? Okay. Key bindings. Okay. Wasp. Jump is space. Attack is left mouse button. Q is dash. None of those buttons were doing anything. Okay. Maybe it was just like it started up wrong or something. Let me give it another try. Development is going really well, it seems. Yeah. So far, development on Isadora's Edge has been going really well recently. A lot of progress. All right. Okay. I still can't shoot. Maybe... Let me see if it'll work on my controller. Nope. The shooting isn't working on my controller either. Okay. I think maybe this game has a bug in its like latest patch or something, because none of the inputs are doing anything. So I think I will shelve this one. But By the way, developer Keegan, I think this is Keegan's game, right? If you're watching this right now, like you went to go check out the VOD, I understand that's probably really stressful. That is not working. Don't worry about it. Just let me know when you get the build working. This didn't like use up your slot or anything. And once you let me know that you've like fixed these problems, I'll put you in again on the next list. Okay. So don't worry at all about that. It happens. It's happened to me before too, where I push a build like that's supposed to be important and, and then someone picks it up and some fundamental things are broken. So, okay, let me close out of this. All right. Next up, we have usage of a gamepad is recommended. Well, luckily I just connected this. Super Reactor. Okay, maybe I should turn it down a little bit. Okay, it says use of a gameplay is, or use of a gamepad is recommended. Okay, there we go. Turn it down a little bit. Seems good. Let's play some Super Reactor. Discovery. Learn the basics. Okay, I'll learn the basics. Demo version. Let's learn the basics. Move. Okay. I can change my size. Interesting. I can rotate. Okay, when you're small, you move and rotate faster. Got it. Gonna watch this game and then head to bed. All right, sounds good. Okay, I know it's real late for you, huh? Okay. Main goal is to absorb energy. The energy particles are these green orbs. Got it? Energy can only be absorbed with the central beam. The sides will destroy the energy. Got it. Try to absorb energy without destroying it. I'm with you. Ah, I see. It would have been better to be small because I can rotate faster. Oh, I didn't even realize it was still happening. Nice. I needed to be larger. Got it. Energy refills your hit points, increases your score. The amount of hits you can take is on the left. Okay. Hostile particles are the Tri-Skull. Okay, is missing out on the 0 sleep, 0 thoughts, 7 gallons of caffeinated drinks meta. You can only take damage on your sides. Avoid or absorb the Tri-Skill with the central beam. Tri-Skill hostile bullets can have several colors or shape. Okay, so if I absorb the triangles, I don't take damage. Perfect. Oops. Ah, I see. I see the meta here. Nice. Easy money. Absorbing Tri-Skill gives nothing. It's a defensive tool. Okay. So try to absorb the Tri-Skill. There's also Tri-Skill bursts of various shapes and sizes. They are dangerous, but you can't absorb them. They will also damage the central beam. Okay. I see. So I gotta dodge the bursties. Absorbing energy adds to the element pattern completion. You can absorb 100% of the energy for each element. Current element is completion is displayed on the right. Okay. Here's a sample of the first reactor elements. Go for maximum completion. Nice. I can quit in the pause menu. Oh, took damage. Nice. Okay. Let's end the tutorial and let's go play some game. Okay. Can't work when I've had coffee. Makes me anxious and shaky. Did I say Angus instead of anxious? Max multiplier times 10. Go. Wall oil. We're gaming. Ultimate. Ultimate. Okay, I missed quite a bit there. Nice. Super. We got spotty, y'all. Apparently I missed some. Hyper. Zigzaggy, Ah, I touched the side. Oh, if it touches the side at all. I see. Maybe it would have been faster. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe it would have been faster to be small there since I can move quicker, but then I have less catching area. Huh. Tough balance. Ultimate. Streamy all. Nice, 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 nice. Ultimate. Uh-oh. Okay, not bad, not bad. We almost chevron all. I really thought I was going to take damage from that one. Okay. Nice. Ultimate. Okay. Uh-oh. Warning. Tri-skill. This game is extremely Morning Starter coded. Ultimate. Nice. Rift analysis level. Oh. I thought that was like the end, you know? Oops. Okay. We're at boss patterns now. Alright, boss patterns. Oh, shit. Okay. Didn't expect that to start rebounding there. Okay. I mean, this is the big one. This one we gotta sneak through and then sneak through again. And then... Yep, and then sneak through in the middle. Nice! Okay. Reactor secured. Let's go. Ultimate Hyper Super. Analysis level S. Let's go. We're gaming on him. Okay. A hyper, not bad. Not sure how I was supposed to get to those. But maybe I needed to make use of some maybe I need to move and then grow into place a little bit. You know? Not bad, not bad, not bad. We got a super. We got hexagonate. Hexagonate. We got a super. Stairs 8. Oh my gosh. The complexity increase on these shapes is unbelievable. Art to play. Octagonate. Oops. Normal. River 8. I did not get even close to enough of that one. Normal. Drill 8. Oh, right. I can absorb those. I totally forgot. I don't need to just dodge them. I kind of forgot how those worked. Nice. Ultimate. Vortex 8. Ow. Super. Tunnel 8. Not bad, not bad. Bonus-o. Don't mind that. Uh-oh. It's a tri-skill rift. Gear. 2-1 Delta. Make sure to catch him where appropriate. Ultimate. Fuse 2D2 Delta. Or something like that. I saw the angled twist there. I just didn't do it in time. Okay, that one I just got kind of locked. I was trying to catch the purple. Super, not bad, not bad. Turbo 2-3 Delta. Okay. They're scooting. Okay. My scooting methodology. All right. Hyper. Let's go, let's go. Reactor secured. Nice. Wait, is the stream lagging for anyone? I'm not seeing any dropped frames, but it looked like it was lagging me for a second. Okay. 5.4 million. A couple normals, not great. Analysis level B, not my favorite, not my favorite. All right. Reactor 3. Collect energy. Max multiplier 20. Tie line. Ah, almost. Wheel line. Oh, those are straight up lasers. Okay. Ah, dude, I was navigating that so well and still got hit. Checkering. Oh. A little bit of sleep at the wheel there for a second. Nice. Hyper. Super. Triangling. Oh wow, I actually needed to be like increased in size there. Ah, I did not rotate around that quickly. That's a lot of damage to take. Okay. Plusing. Alright. Things are going pretty poorly here. Alright, Arcane. Not sure what I was supposed to do on that one. Maybe I needed to turn around at some point. It's not obvious. Ah, Space Invaders. Nice. Get some shields back. Don't mind that. Okay. Diamondine. Not bad. Right, I don't need to catch the purple. I just needed to go for the green there. Wait, what the hell? Okay. I just need to dodge the lines. It's not even about getting the orbs. Polygonine. Orbs are for suckers. Why catch a mini orb when few orb do trick? Looping. I didn't even get the completion. Yeah, that's a weak sweeping. Alright, we got out of there at least. Pressing. I need to line up like right here. You know what? I tried to dodge out of the way of the lasers. I should have known better. Bonus. Okay, we got some more shields. Uh-oh. We're at tri-skill. It's just dodging time. Nice. Just gotta fit into the patterns. Nice. Ultimate. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. That was a good one. Oh, I thought I had that. Ah. Ugh. It's when you try to do the tricky dodges that they get you. Honestly, I'm better off just trying to avoid everything. It's easier to twitch dodge than it is to twitch catch the purples. Nice, yeah. It is easier to twitch dodge than to twitch catch the purples. Game looks cool, not gonna lie, where I kind of get it. It's called Super Reactor on Steam. Spelled the same reactor as this. R-E-A-K-T-O-R. Super Reactor. You can wishlist it right now, actually. Analysis level B, let's go. Only 1 week, I'll take that, I'll take that. The Triskelic Table of Elements. Discovered pattern breakdowns. I got some Zigzagium, some Reflectium, a little Narohana Gear Fuse Turbo, Simper Unda Sterid, some Diamondium, some Pressium. Nice. All right. You've unlocked Compendium Mode. Discover you can start at Reactor 3. Nice leaderboards. I'm 42nd on the leaderboard. We take that. We take that. Above Gino and Mrs. Sweet Dragons. Luna! What's up, Luna? I'm so late. Hope everyone's doing well today. Yeah, I'm doing great, Luna. How about you? How you doing? Hopefully you enjoyed the camera devlog. I know I hyped it to you quite a bit ahead of time. All right. Thanks for playing. If you like Super Reactor, wishlist on Steam. Nice. All right. Super Reactor. Let's give some feedback on Super Reactor. The patterns change on every run. Nice. Okay. Let me actually mute this for myself so that I can give some feedback. Okay. So I think this game is obviously extremely polished. Like, all the menus feel really good. All the tweens feel good. The particle effects feel great. You put a lot of effort into making everything. Like, if we go here, just like even that transition right there, so polished. You have the loading screen. Everything's transitions smoothly. The text like writes in. Like all the little like motion blur lines on my little guy. Like the way the multipliers click in, everything is so polished, so many effects, and that makes it feel really, really clean, you know? Additionally, the mechanic in this game of like collecting the energy while dodging damage, it's like a combination of mechanics we've seen before, right? But like in a way that makes it like unique and interesting. Like it feels pretty new, you know? And so with that in mind, oh, holy smokes. Okay, with the super chat, I just calculated it. I've been doing game dev for 18 straight hours. I'm now going to bed at 6 a.m. Very healthy. Last game jam for me. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And can we get some +2s in chat for okay? For anyone that's not busy working on their own game jam game. Get some +2s in chat for okay. Hope you sleep well and good job finishing out that jam strong. I know it's tough. I know, especially when you get to the final stretch, it can be really tempting to just completely push it beyond any point of like acceptability. But yeah, great job. Good work. Excited to play your game, jam game, once it's done. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I hope you sleep well. Make sure you get some rest. I'm very almost done. Yeah, you got to make sure that you're okay. You know what I'm saying? you don't want to be extremely unhealthy productions. So make sure you get that sleep once you finish up what you got to. I know how it is with the jam though. You have to just push it to get to the finish line, and then you can rest. Okay, so I think everything is like really polished. I mean, look at how clean the effects are. The way the attacks come in, the way they flash when they're like gonna hit, like it's just incredibly polished, and it feels really good. And on top of that, the motion, like the main way you interact with your own like unit here is very, very unique. You know, I don't know many games about rotating and resizing so that you can collect certain things while dodging other things. This feels pretty novel to me. And you did a great job. Like the patterns are all really interesting. You have to like think like, how could I possibly do this? In a way that's like really satisfying. I feel like I could come back to this. You know, I love rhythm games, and this feels like at its heart a little bit of a rhythm game in terms of like trying to dodge around the patterns appropriately and make sure you're in the right spot at the right time. And so all of that feels really good. And so all of that makes sense to me. I think that you've done a fantastic job with both the presentation and the gameplay itself. Like gameplay is fun. It's unique. It's interesting. It's well polished. It's well presented. And it makes you want to like continue coming back until you can like full combo the course, right? You want to get ultimate every single time. And additionally, the way you did the tutorial wasn't overwhelming or anything. So that was really good as well. The tutorial felt extremely well balanced, where Indico, where I just got to play through the tutorial, learn how everything works, and then come back to the actual gameplay once I was ready. You didn't gatekeep a lot of the gameplay behind doing the tutorial. It's like I was actually playing the game and collecting stuff to do the tutorial. And it wasn't the same as like fully playing the game, but it was close enough, you know? And so with that in mind, I think you've done so many things right with this game that it's like, it's really good. But my one concern, the layer of feedback that I might have for this game, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely choking it here. Gosh, it looks so good. The one thing that I would worry about is the appeal factor. I'm not sure 100% what the appeal factor is, you know? It's like this game is super fun to play. It's really satisfying. But how do you get people to give it that chance, you know? It's like once people are playing, I can imagine them having a great time with it because it is a really well done game and really satisfying to play. It has those sort of like arcade vibes. And it's like super well polished to the point where it's like you feel good playing it, you know? It's not missing anything obvious that's like, you add this and the game will feel better, right? So this feels like a hacking minigame. True, this does feel like a hacking minigame. Like in terms of like actually like, you know, a fully fledged out, like you go into the computer and you hack into something. That's true. And so I feel like you have such a good core game loop. It's really fun. It's really satisfying. It's polished super well. So many things are working, but I don't know what the appeal factor is. You know what I mean? It's like if you like put me in front of this game, I'm going to play it and have a good time, but I don't know how you get me in front of this game. This game is trying to be a little bit like Super Hexagon. Yeah, it's definitely got some Super Hexagon inspiration there. Like at least it feels like it to me. Although I think that this is a much more, what's not like, not inherently better, but it's a more fleshed out, a little more fleshed out of an experience. There's more stuff to do. There's different patterns. You have to think in a unique way. And the fact that you can both grow and shrink your paddle is like very interesting. I will say one tiny game feel feedback, because I feel like the paddle shrinking was just a tiny bit slower than I would have liked. Like the paddle changing size was just the tiniest bit slower than I would have enjoyed. But I think a lot of those patterns are built, like the patterns that the orbs and stuff come out at are built around the speed of the paddle. So I have to imagine that's going to be hard to change. But yeah, it's almost like a rhythm game, but it's not dependent on the music. Although it was synced up pretty nicely, but it's not necessarily hitting the notes, but it's like dodging stuff and collecting stuff and figuring out like the way the enemy, like what are they? The tri-skills? Yeah, the way the tri-skills come out that force you to move in a specific pattern, and then you also have to maneuver to catch the energy as well. The fact that you need to do both of those almost charts out the level, right? And then you're playing through the chart. And you're trying to sight read the chart for one. And then on top of trying to sight read the chart, you're also trying to you're also trying to make sure you dodge everything, and then you can play it multiple times until you get like the series of like perfects in a row, right? So all of that is really cool. But I'm just, my one piece of feedback for this game is to think about the appeal factor. Like if we go to Steam, let me actually go to Steam. Go to the store page for Super Reactor. Yeah, so let's go to the store page for Super Reactor. And go ahead and add this to my wish list. And if we look at the trailer, let's actually listen to the trailer too. All right. So you shrink and you rotate, collect, protect, absorb. Reach the ultimate level. 500 plus patterns. Yeah. Interesting. I think, I do think there is something to this, of the... I think that the text that said, ready for a challenge is like maybe the most, evocative part of the entire trailer here. Don't get hit is pretty good. It's like, okay, yeah, don't get hit. That's, most games you don't want to get hit in, so that's fine. But then, and it's like, reach the ultimate level. Ready for a challenge. Like, the ready for a challenge does make me think like, oh, okay, this is going to be fun. And it's like... It's tough. I like the game, so it's like I'm viewing the trailer in a very positive light. But if I like try to separate myself from it, and I'm just watching this trailer without having already played it and knowing it's good, I don't know if the like appeal factor is there to like get me to actually try it. But I don't know what. I think my favorite part of the game was the boss patterns. I think those were really cool. Because it made it feel, it was like a nice finale, right? Yeah. It's like the game itself is really good. It's like I struggle to find anything to really give feedback on how to make the game feel better to play. The only thing I'm considering right now is how do you actually get your players? The game's at 54 reviews. That's pretty good. Wait, 54? Yeah, a lot of recommended. That's good. Oh, okay. So it's 4 written reviews in my language. Oh, I'm on the demo. I didn't realize those were separate. Okay, nice. Early positive review. Get a chance to be picked up by the algorithm. Friend on the dev team. Not a fan of bullet hells. Learning curve is a bit steep. Yeah, I mean, people. That's the thing. People really like it. People who play it like it. I mean, look at that. It's it's like all positive, right? And probably the only reason it's not overwhelmingly positive is because you have to get a certain amount of reviews. Yeah, 100% are positive. You need a certain amount of reviews before it's overwhelming. But it's just like there isn't a... Ryvar says there's no fantasy. Yeah, there isn't a fantasy. There isn't an appeal. Like, there's like, it looks fun, but there's nothing that makes me like, oh, I have to try that, But how do you get the have to try that? Like, I don't know what you could change off the dome to add an extra appeal factor. Anime waifus. Just see right here, put a little anime profile in the corner like over here maybe. And when you get the higher score you get, the happier they look, huh? Oh, the publisher isn't good? I'm not familiar with Thai games. Yeah. The fact that I haven't really heard of any of these is not the greatest sign of their marketing, huh? Yeah, this is a game that I think if it catches on, people could really like it, but you really probably need a pretty heavy marketing vibe. But then the problem is this has like mini game vibes to it, right? It's like a perfectly executed mini game, which I mean is more or less what Osu is, right? Osu is like a perfectly executed mini game. I love Osu. And that perfectly executed mini game that's really fun to play, really satisfying. It gives like, you know, mobile-y kind of vibes that like don't feel good when you see them in an ad, right? If I saw this gameplay in an ad, I wouldn't be drawn to it. So I don't even know like how well the advertising budget's going to go. It's such a shame. This game is really fun to play. Like it's really like the movement feels really good. It feels quite unique. Like obviously bullet hells have existed and stuff like Super Hexagon exists, but this does feel pretty unique. Like changing your size gives you another factor to think about, right? In a way that like challenges my brain in a way I haven't really had to like do before, I think. At least not to this degree. And whenever I failed the pattern, right? If it was a rhythm game, it'd be easier to push out, I believe. Yeah, it's possible that if it was actually synced to the music and was a rhythm game, then it would have more of an appeal to it because people like the music, right? Because then the appeal comes from the song. And there's like almost like a visceral dopamine hit in your brain when the thing you're doing in the game lines up with the music. Like that just makes people go like, oh yeah. And so, and so the fact that if it was a rhythm game and things do line up perfectly like that, it is just appealing. Like if you click the trailer and like all of the things are happening perfectly on beat, people are like, let's go. But this is like, it took out the rhythm in a way that I think is like totally fine gameplay wise. But it's just missing that hit. It's missing the thing that makes me feel like I gotta try this. So I almost think you like my only advice would be to figure out what that is. What is the thing that's going to hit that appeal factor? So when people see it, they go, I gotta try that. And then you put that front and center in the trailer. And that gotta try it appeal factor needs to be like, it needs to go along with the rest of the gameplay. Like that shot was like pretty cool. Right here on the ultimate level where there's like a bunch of beams going is kind of interesting. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that can get you to that like extremely dramatic, gotta try it factor. I don't know what gets you there. Obviously you could just skin this with like anime waifus and that's something, but I don't know if that's necessarily the route you want to go. You have like the periodic table of elements. If each element was represented by a different waifu and getting the ultimate like unlocked to the waifu in your collection, like that's something that is an appeal that can get people in front of the game. But this game is just a shame. So much technical competence, but the marketing mix was all wrong. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out is like, because the technical competence is insanely high. Like the polish level is incredible. The gameplay feels great. It's like so many things are done really, really well, but it's just missing that part of the game. It's just missing that appeal factor. It's missing the thing that makes this marketable, right? You need something that makes it marketable. And I don't know what could get you there because the game is so like abstract, right? It's like, it's a bar. It's an energy bar collecting color particles, right? Laurentium waifu would be a baddie for real. Yeah, true, dude. Trianguline, bro. I can imagine trianguline waifu going crazy. So stupid. Yeah, but it's like there isn't any like you can't put a fantasy on top of it. You know, it's like an energy bar with energy orbs. The way the visuals are set up, I can't think of a way to sell the fantasy. Like you could try to put a story on top of it, but even then, I think you're gonna have a hard time selling any kind of story on top of this gameplay, right? There's no way, like, look at this screen. What kind of story can you put on top of this gameplay? Like the hacking idea from Vari and chat was like the best one that can even come to mind, where you're some kind of like top tier hacker fighting off like computer viruses or something. But even then, that the appeal on that's not that high. And then you have to build like a whole like meta narrative around the gameplay. And you need like all kinds of extra stuff on top of it. Yeah. Marketing mix being price, product, place, promotion, the place, arcade game on Steam, and product, no fantasy are the issues. Yeah, I'd say that those are like the big problems with this. I almost feel like Super Reactor is feels like the shapes and beats sort of thing. A story would ruin it. Yeah, I cannot picture any type of story that would work on top of this gameplay. Like, what could you possibly do? You know, to like, it's just such a run around collecting things. Listening to people talk about anything, even reading any story elements on this are gonna like, it's just not gonna gel, right? There isn't anything I can think of that's cohesive for it. This would be banging as an arcade cabinet. Now that's true. Maybe that's the angle you need to go with this, is like licensing it as like an arcade cabinet. Adding a story would be extremely hard to pull off. Yeah, I cannot picture one. Mobile platforms, in my opinion, like on the Switch or Steam Deck, yeah, it could work on mobile platforms, but then you still also need people to pick it up on the Switch, which is going to be tough. The other thing you can do for these kind of arcade games is make it feel like you're getting a big value proposition, because the price on this is $5, which is already quite cheap for a game that's really like fun. But it's just this one gameplay pattern. If this was like one of the arcade games in like an arcade game pack, where it's like, oh, look at all the cool arcade games I can play with this. Well, this is going to give me a lot of fun stuff to do in my downtime. And it's only like $10 for all these arcade games. Like something like that could work too. I mean, there's like the UFO 50 approach where none of the games by themselves stand out, but together they stand out. But even then, that requires you to build more game modes on this rather than the game mode that already exists, in addition to needing the different game modes and different arcade game styles to be distinct enough to work on their own. So that's like a ton of extra work to try to get more players on something that still might not have the appeal factor you need, you know? Or even just on Steam if it was bundled with other arcade-like games. That's something, David. Yeah, I could see trying to get into like the ultimate arcade bundle where it comes with like this and this and this and Super Reactor. I could see that, but I think that would require your publisher to be on their game, right? I think if Thai Games was doing the work, they would be able to get in there and get those kind of arcade bundles together to get people playing this game. Let me check. What are the similar games? Beat Block, Melatonin, Post Void. Right, you also might need to change your tags. Super Hexagon is in here. Tetris. Yeah, Tetris. Action Roguelike. Which one should not be in there? Bullet Hell, Score Attack, Difficult Arcade, 2D. Those are all good. Somehow it's still getting mixed in with indie cute hand-drawn. Is cute hand-drawn? Are they in here? Oh, Colorful is in here. Sci-fi, fast-paced, indie, electronic music. Price point is nearly 2 times that of Super Hexagon. True. It also might be a pricing thing. I wonder if it was $2.99, would people pick it up while it was like 40% off, right? If it was $2.99, 40% off, people might be willing to just give it a try. There's also this bundle here with all the games from the publisher, I think, right? I think we just looked at the publisher's page for Thai Games. These are all their games, just in a 15% off bundle. It's hard for me to imagine this bundle selling, right? These games are not very similar. I mean, there's some similarities, but it's hard for me to imagine someone's like, I really want to play Night Bar Fight, so I'm also going to grab Super Reactor to save 15%. I can't imagine this bundle is pushing too much, you know? If it was free, yeah, if it was free, people might give... Dude, honestly, being free helps a lot, obviously, but it still is missing the appeal factor that, like, I think makes people want to try it, you know? I almost think that this game probably works better at $1 than it does for free, which is a little bit wild. But even then it's tough. Even then it's tough. It's such a shame. This game is so well made, and it's actually like quite fun to play. What could you do? Huh. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Maybe I'll think of something. Well, rather than postulate. So you don't like stuff like Osu? I love Osu. I played so much Osu in college. It seems so complete and incomplete at the same time. Yeah. But Osu I was drawn to because of the rhythm aspect, more or less. It's like, oh, I can play songs on there. I think if Osu wasn't to a beat, I definitely wouldn't have played it. So, oh, talking about Jom, I see. But yeah, I'll keep this knocking around in the noggin. Maybe next Showcase Saturday, I'll be able to do a Super Reactor update and provide some ideas. But it's like such a well-made game, so competent. This developer, Super Saz, I feel like you made something really sick. Just how do you get people to play it? I don't know. That's tough. Okay, but let me go on to the next game. Let's see, what time is it? I probably have time for one more. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to play this one. It's been on my list for a minute. Games like this are genuinely my nightmare. Oh, when it's like really well made, but you don't know how to like can't really get marketing for it. Hold on, let me look at it one more time. Maybe some kind of skinning. You can like appeal to specific fandoms with like the skins you're dodging. You know, a Hollow Knight skin, a Stardew Valley skin, other indie games. So you're not just collecting shapes, you're collecting geo. I don't know. Custom backgrounds, something like that. Just something that people can latch onto that makes them want to play it. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have Ascribe Emia. Can I F11 full screen? All right. Yeah, the custom backgrounds and custom stuff for Osu really helped out a lot. Let me turn the audio on. Let me check the volume down a little bit. I think maybe right about here for volume. All right, Ascribe Emia. Really cool title screen, that's for sure. Where do I submit a game? In the Discord, which you can find in the description of this video or on the YouTube channel. There's a link to the Discord, and in there there's a channel called Showcase Saturday, so you just post there. Also, if you're watching the stream and enjoying it and you haven't clicked that like button yet, make sure you like the stream. It helps out a lot. I gotta remember to remind people of that. Okay. We're going Ascribe Emia Endless Mode. Round 1, requirements. I need 1 to 2 Rasms, 2 Glagol, and 0 to 1 Bill. Okay. Dang, this menu is so sick. Or, menu the right word? The vibes here are really cool. So I already have 0 to 1 Bill. It's 0. So I need 1 Rasm and 2 Glagol. I did it. No element selected. Put him over here. Boom. Okay, I blossomed my soul. Let's go. We have Fortune's Whim. Randomize all essence requirements for the current soul. At the beginning of the round, if you don't have elements on the table, get 3. At the beginning of the round, if the round number is odd, get +1 glitchiness. Get 3. Okay, 3 is better than 1, so I'm going 3 glitchies. I don't have any elements on my table, right? The elements are like down here. Okay, I need 1 Rasm, 1 Glagol, and 1 Bill. I have 1 Bill, 1 Rasm. Oh, did I not click Glagol? Okay, Glagol, I'm good. All right, my soul blossomed. Gryoza Star Demiurge. Passive. At the round start, gain glitch 000 for crafting. Passive, at the beginning of the round, perfect self-deception. At the beginning of the round, you get glitchies in the number of free spaces next to this card. Passive, each burden increase can summon one of the basic elements with a 12% chance. Okay, I'll put this in the center since it's got lots of spaces next to it. Okay. Okay, he's asking for Razum, Glaggle, and Beal. I have 4 epiphanies, whatever that means. I have 0 burden. I have 6 summons. Okay, well. Oh, does it use a summon to click one of these? 2 Razum, 2 Glaggle, 2 Bill. Use all my summons, but I can just exalt that. Okay. What? Exalt. My soul blossomed. Dolia the game. At the beginning of the round, if you don't have elements on the table, get +3. Oh, that's what I already did. Mystical Habbo. Spend 1 to reduce random soul requirements by 2. If no glitchies, gain +1. Sokolovna. Hey! Sokolovna! That's from Morningstarter, right? Morningstarter spotted. Passive. When crafting an element that costs more or equal to 8, get a matrix of 0-0 glitchies. When crafting, how do I craft anything? I do not understand what's going on at all. Okay. Round 4 requirements. Razum, Glaggle, and Beal. Okay, I need 2 of each. I have 9 summons, so I'm kind of fine. So 2 Razum, 2 Glaggle, 2 Beal. Move them over. Boom. My soul blossomed. We got the Grand Writ. Add +1 to all soul essence values. I'll be going off, y'all. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Yohoga. Good to have you. See you next time. At the start, gain 0 for crafting. Destroy all elements to attempt round completion. Success chance scale to the total element cost. Or -2 burden. Well, I don't know how much burden I have. So I'll just add to the soul essence values, I guess? Soul vessel values? Okay, I need 2 Razums, 2 Glaggles, and 3 Beals. Gotcha. I got 9 summons, so 2 Razum, 2 Glaggle, 3 Beals. What's a Sleeza? I don't know how to use Sleezas. Nice, my soul blossomed. Okay, we got another Grand Writ. Passive, self-pity. Each burden increase can summon one of the basic elements with a 12% chance. I've returned with ramen. Let's go. Lyra eating ramen. Oh, I could go for some ramen. I'm so hungry. I'm starving, bro. I'm back on a strict diet. Trying to lose some weight. You know how it is. Each burden can summon one of the basic elements. When crafting an element that costs more or equal to 8, gain 2. Okay, I still don't know what's going on. I basically don't understand what's happening. Okay, 3, 3, and 5. Well, I don't have enough summons, so I have 3 epiphanies. All right, let's get 3 Razums, 3 Glaggles, and 5 Bills. Okay. Okay, I took on some burden to summon those Bills, but sure. To exalt all this stuff. I still don't really understand what's happening. Boom. I blossomed my soul. The Sokolovna, the one who has shattered at round start gain 1/0/0. Okay. Each reduction in glitchies additionally reduces -1 with a 17% chance. Loyalty of the Ink Soldier, the one who was shattered. At the round start gain 1. Okay, well this is... You know what? Let's just take -2 burden. I got 2 burden last round. Let's just take... Oh. -2 burden. I can't click -2 burden. Okay, unfortunate. So I guess I'll just put this here. Alright, 201. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. I love food and I hat gym. Do you go to the gym? I haven't been to the gym in a while. I need to, but you know how it is. Well, I have plenty of summons. 2 Razums, 1 Bill. Easy. Boom. My soul blossomed. If you don't have elements on the table, gain +3. Gain equal to the number of free spaces next to this card. And randomize all essence requirements. So I can cast... Oh. Oh, so I can use this guy. Oh. Oh, okay. Hold on. 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Holy smokes. That's quite a lot. So I can use this. Oh, I lost out on a bunch of summons because I had a Rasm on the table. Oops, that kind of... Okay, play this card. Reduces... Add +1 all soul... Oh, so this is like 2, 2, 2. Oh, okay. And now I can clear this out. I need to put 1 Rasm over here. And then I need 1 Glaggle. Why do I keep getting... Hold on. Something is generating... Something is giving me Rasms, dude. I don't want Rasms. How do I get rid of you? Destroy you. Okay, well, I put 1 Glaggle over here, right? So my Glaggle should be good. So if I exalt those... Did I burden myself? I think so. Okay, I need some bills. Okay, I'm at 5 burden. But I completed this. How can I get rid of Rasms? I didn't mean to. What if I exalt some Sleeza? Nope. Okay, so I have no idea what is going on in this game. I feel like nothing has been explained to me. This game looks really confusing. Yeah, I wonder, is there just like a write-up on the game's page or something? Hold on. Ascribe Emia. Okay. Oh, there's a whole long how to play section. I see. Okay. Each soul needs a specific amount of Rasm, Glaggle, and Bill. They're located in the interface on the right. Text shows the necessary and current indicators. You need to reach 3 Rasm to complete a round. Each basic element uses 3 free summons per round. Okay, create basic elements by using my summons. To do this, use the summons button that are located near the center. Okay. To combine elements to create advanced ones. To see crafting recipes, pick up the element. To perform crafting, hold down the right mouse button and cross out the elements. If the elements are suitable for crafting, then what will happen? You'll get a new element. Okay. Place elements on the pentagram and press Exalt to apply them to the soul. After that, if the goal is not reached, the round will continue. You can follow the current metrics using the bottom right lines. Okay. Burden increases by 1 with each Exalt and extra summons. At 24, you lose. Got it. Epiphany, gain 1 per craft. At 5, reduces the burden by 1 and resets. Okay. So crafting can get rid of burden. After completing a soul, choose 1 card or reduce burden by 2. So that's how I can improve my deck. And, okay. Passive cards. All right. I feel like I understand a little bit better. A little bit. Let's give it a shot. Okay. I need 1 Rasm and 1 Glaggle. So let's just take the free win. Okay. I can take a passive. Each burden increase can summon one of the basic elements. At the beginning of the round, if the round number is odd, you get 1. I assume that's Epiphany, although it has the same icon as burden, doesn't it? Unless a tutorial or some kind is worked on, I don't think this is a good way to introduce new players for people that don't like to read. Yeah. I'd say that would be my biggest piece of feedback is the game. I need to play more to figure out how it works. But even with the tutorial and having played some, it still feels very opaque. Like it's not clear to me what I need to do, what my goals are, how anything works. And so it's really sorely lacking any sort of tutorialization and even to some degree goal orientation. Like I understand that I need to like fill up these elements, but like why? Like what exactly am I doing? You know, like what's going on? But +1 to all soul. Okay, this card is really useful. So I get 3 free summons per round, right? Get 3 free summons. I need a Rasm and I need a Bill, right? So RASM plus... See, what? Why are all the icons the same? I don't understand. Like, I thought, okay, I pick it up, I can see the crafting recipes. So something plus something equals something, and something plus something is something? But what am I adding? So is it Rasm plus Glagol equals 1 Razal, 2 Glagum. So if you add a Rasm to a Glagol, you get 2 Glagols. And then if you add a Rasm to a Beal, you get... I don't understand. So I am going to play my guy, and then I can exalt. Okay. Each burden increase can summon one of the basic elements. The mouse movement being cool as hell is the main mechanic of this game. True. This game does have really sick mouse movement. Each burden increase can summon one of the basic elements. When crafting an element that costs more or equal to 8, gain 2. At the beginning of the round, if you don't have elements on the table, gain 3. Gain 3 what? Gain 3 what? What is it? It's 3 of... Okay, but I don't have elements on the table, so I'll take it. Is it 3 summons? Okay, it's 3 summons. Why is that the same icon as everything else? Is that a bug? Are they supposed to be different icons? Like, why? The burden, the epiphany, the summons, the crafting recipes? It's all the same icon. It's like... Placeholders, maybe, but it's like summons should clearly be like, you know, some kind of element symbol like popping out. Epiphany should be like, you know, either like a skull with like lines around it, or like an angelic head with a halo, or even just like a light bulb if you really wanted to. Burden should be someone straining, or like, you know, the anime like tension line symbol or something. I mean, you could refer to the elements just by their letter, right? Okay, but I need 2 Rasm, 2 Glagol, and 2 Bill. So let's grab one of each and start experimenting. So if I add something and something, I get 2 Glagols and 1 Bill. And if I add something with something, I get -1 Glagol. Well, I really don't want -1 Glagol. Rasm is very similar. If I add Beal with something, I get 1 of each. But if I had Beal with something else, I get -1 of something. Might be too important to be placeholders. Yeah, I think even if you were using placeholder icons, you should just put like S, E, and B or whatever. Like, it would be better for these to be clear which one you're talking about. Rather, like, I would rather this be like an ugly placeholder with clarity rather than this like cool looking symbol that I don't understand. I don't know how I'm supposed to add these together. So I guess I'll just start experimenting. So this can give me 1 of each, which I would like, if I add it to something. So let's add Beal to a Rasm. How do I do that? So I'm going to pick it up and right click and then draw a line. Right click. Right click it, put it on top of each other and right click, and draw through. Is it 2 Beals together? Hold on, maybe I can combine 2 Beals. Now if I add... reminds me of that game Monarch made with the really sick UI. Oh yeah, true. So I thought I was supposed to, if I, like, this is like clearly drawing a line to the other Beal, so it makes me think I can combine those 2. But if I add 2 of these, I get this, or I get 2 of that. How do I combine you together? Hold on. I need to open this in another page. How do I craft? Hold down the right mouse button and cross out the elements. If the elements are suitable, it'll happen. Okay, I thought I was doing that. I'm just trying to get anything to happen. I don't, I'm actually completely lost. I pick this up, I right click, I'm holding right click, I drag through it, that doesn't work. Right click off of it, hold it, drag through it, right click on it, right click on both of them, right click on you, pick you up and right click. Okay, this says it wants to combine with this one. Drag through it. Monarch, you said you were excited to check out this, for me to play this game. Do you know how to craft stuff? I just cannot get crafting to work. I mean, I can just put myself over here. That's 2 Beals. And I need 2 Glagals and 2 Rasms. I mean, that blossomed my soul. Fortune's Whim, randomize all essence requirements. Spend 1 of something to reduce random soul requirements by 2. If no something, gain... So I'm guessing this spins an epiphany, right? Passive and crafting element that costs greater than or equal to 8. Gain 2 of something. I don't have to craft. I don't know how to craft anything yet. So Sokolovna must sit on the bench. So I'll hold a mystical hobbo. Looks like +3 missing numbers from Pokemon. Yeah, true. True. If I activate this card, I can get 3 missing nose. I'm just so lucky I got this Dolia card. That 3 extra summons is huge. Now this could have been +3 burden. It's actually impossible to tell. Okay, maybe I can do some fusing now. Okay, let me grab some Beal. There's a cost of 1. Put some Sleeza out here. Okay, Sleeza has so many recipes. Which is unfortunate because I don't know how to craft any of them. I'm just going to summon a bunch of stuff. Come on. Nah, I can't. No, nothing is working. Yeah, so I think I'm going to mute the game. I think the main takeaway to learn from this game is like, it's clearly got a bunch of cool stuff going on. There's like, the sound design is great. The art is great. Like this effect is really nice. It's got a ton of personality. And it's clearly there's like some lore going on. The cards have like cool names and cool effects in idea. And there are even some clear mechanics at play and some stuff. Respect for having the patience. I feel frustrated by watching. Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. Like, it's clearly like there's a lot of thought behind it. And I'm sure the developer playing this is like, oh, they know what's going on and they can play it and it makes sense to them. But this is like a great example of how, like, if you don't teach your player how to play the game, they won't be able to play the game even if they want to. It's like, I want to do stuff, but I don't even understand how to combine. It's like, I don't know if it's like bugged or if it's just like, or if I'm doing something wrong. I'm right clicking. Whoa. How did I do that? I accidentally fused a G and it's not used in crafting. Oh, it's just a -1. I crafted a -1 Glagol. How did I do that, dude? How did I do that? Can someone analyze the VOD and give me the play-by-play? It's like, I would love to like learn how the crafting works and come up with sick plays and sick ideas. Did I make a star? It seems like I fused. If I look at the pieces I've lost, right? I had 2 of each. And now I fused an ink tier with the glagol to get the -1. Can I do it again? Oh, wait. Oh, I thought I figured it out. I thought if you drew the symbol, I thought if I made a triangle while holding the tier, that would get it done. Nah. I thought I cooked. Okay, somehow I fused a glagol and a tier. Oh, I did it. Okay, I can't craft either of these. These minus glagols are not very helpful to me, honestly. But at least I did it. Yeah, I don't understand. So with that in mind, I think this is a great example of how you can like not teach your player how to play the game. And if you don't know how to play, you can't play. I would love to play this game. I would love to see what's cooking under the hood. And you did so much stuff. Like it's so polished. Like there's motion on the mouse. There's like the trail that follows it. The art style is really sick. Has nice music. Has nice sound effects. The cards have like flavor text and interesting effects. There's like a whole roguelike thing going on. There's like a crafting system where you have to like learn the recipes to figure out how to meet these requirements. And then you can change the requirements based on how many summons you have. And there's like a burden epiphany management. There's like so much stuff going on here. And I would love to actually be able to engage with and interact with these systems, but I don't know how to play the game. Like that's it. There's ultimately, I don't know how to do it. I read through the whole tutorial section. I'm trying to hit the buttons. It's just not working because I don't know how to play. And so that would be like really the only feedback I can give to this game is like you really have to focus on tutorialization and how to teach your player, right? Every mechanic in this game is obfuscated. Instead of calling this like element 1, element 2, element 3 or whatever, they're given like special names, Rasm and Glagol. And then Burden and Epiphany, those have like special names as well. And then the cards, you're obfuscating. Instead of saying spend 1 Epiphany, you said spend 1 symbol. But those symbols are all the same, right? So rather than being clear, you've obfuscated the meaning of this. Like I don't know what's going on. And so I think obviously I've talked about gameplay clarity before where it's like clear what's going on, and having these icons all look the same is a very much lacking in gameplay clarity. But even beyond that, it's like even if I could see the symbols, I still wouldn't know how to interact with the crafting system. So I think you put a lot of effort into making a cool game, and the game itself looks really cool and it feels good to like click around and do stuff, but I just don't know how to play it. And so really, you just have to tutorialize. You need to walk me through, explain what each thing is. You need this lady to like ask me to give her some Rasm. And she's like, you can summon an element by placing it, by using your summoning power over here. But be careful, you have a limited amount of summons per turn. And then I drag it over. It's like, exalt the element to me, master, or whatever, right? And then I exalt it and I do around and she's like, thank you. Oh, my tummy is full now of yummy in my tummy. Now you have a card as a reward, right? And then you take your card and then you play it. And she tells like, cards can have special effects. And then you do like 3 simple cards so they're easy to understand. Then you teach me about like, oh, you need to meet multiple requirements and you can summon multiple elements. Then you force the player to take a card that gives them like 3 Glagol at the start, and you only need 1 Glagol. And it's like, sometimes you'll have too many elements and you need to do this, you'll need to craft. And then you teach me how crafting works. And probably you can do other crafting before that. And you can introduce all of these one at a time with some text that teaches me how to play the game so that I can actually interact with it. But yeah, I think the game itself seems fun. It seems like something I would enjoy. This feels like the kind of game that I would like to play, where it's like about resource management and using your cards and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how to play it, basically. But yeah. Oh, it looks like it's a sprite sheet. Oh, it's supposed to be indexing a specific icon, but instead it's just showing the entire spreadsheet of icons. That totally makes sense. That's 100% what's going on, isn't it? Yeah, there's supposed to be individual icons in here, but instead it's just using the entire sprite sheet of icons. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that's just a bug. Rather than showing me the icon, it's showing me a sprite sheet. That's so unlucky. Okay, but yeah, I think. Oh, also, I'm hiding the requirements behind my webcam, so even if I could play, you all wouldn't be able to see what's going on. But in any case, I think that the idea behind this game seems cool. It seems like you put a lot of thought into it and really polished it. But I just need to know how to play before I can play. I don't even know what buttons to click to do the crafting at the bottom. So, yeah, if you add if you tutorialize it, if you add those systems, I would love to play this when I actually understand how to play. I would love to be able to give this another shot once I can like see what's going on and actually can play through the game rather than just like fumbling around trying to figure out what does what. But yeah, thanks for submitting. All right. With that in mind, I've been streaming for about 4 hours and I'm extremely hungry. So I think I'm going to call it there. So thank you to everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. If you're still here and haven't done it yet, make sure you click that like button. Also, if you haven't checked it out, I have a new devlog on the channel for the camera for my game. So if you haven't seen that devlog yet, you should also check that out. Like it, leave a comment, hype it up, all that good stuff. So thanks everyone for watching this, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.